was 1984. The series-winning goal went to Ken Linsman in Game 7. But the goal everyone remembers was in Calgary, scored by a Flame to force that 7th game.
Loses it. Now McDonald gets it. He takes the shot.
You know, success breeds success. And I think we had a part in helping their success 2 years ago when we took them to 7 games and they were forced to play to their limit, and they were successful and went on and won the Stanley Cup. And
the Oilers' second Cup season didn't have a promised Flame-Oiler matchup, even heightening the anticipation of one this season. The Oilers won 6 of the 8 games during the regular season. The only Flames victory was a 9-3 win at home. And despite rookie Gary Suter's 6 assists, the highlight was Wayne Gretzky breaking his own single-season scoring record. And to add more fuel to the fire, earlier this week, the Flames hired 2 junior goaltenders to help out in practice. They were dressed in Oilers sweaters.
The bottom line is you got to win the hockey game, and I think that we go a long way back between city to city, and I think it's more the fans and the people who've been here a long time that make the rivalry even bigger. And players get on the ice and don't want to let the people down from each respective city, and media gets involved, and things tend to mount and tend to build, and makes it very exciting on the ice.
It's all part of the battle for Alberta. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 1 of this Smythe Division Final on Hockey Night in Canada. I'm Chris Cuthbert, and joining me on the telecast tonight are the men who brought you the playoff excitement of the Oilers and Flames 2 years ago. Play-by-play man Don Whitman, color commentator Gary Dornhofer, and analyst Howie Meeker. As is the case in most playoff series, goaltending is a key, and it's an interesting matchup. The Edmonton Oilers with 2 veteran goaltenders, Grant Fuhr and Andy Moog, both proven in the playoffs, while the Calgary Flames will start rookie Mike Vernon, who was sharp in his first series against Winnipeg, posting 3 straight wins, and Vernon is unbeaten against the Oilers in 2 previous starts. Nevertheless, it's a matchup the Oilers think they are favored in. Vernon will try to prove them wrong. The tradition continues on Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Canadian Tire builds a Supercycle city bike. They start with a tough welded tubular steel frame. They add custom-tuned spoke wheels, a Shimano derailleur system, a rugged colorless chain set, and then they give it an incredible price. This week, save $20 on a rugged Supercycle 6-speed city bike. Your choice of men's or ladies, complete with rear carrier, is just $149.99. The Supercycles from Canadian Tire. Built right because you wouldn't want it any other way. The right choice for bikes has never been so clear. Canadian Tire.
We are producing the best-built North American cars and trucks. Escort is the world's best-selling car. This one here could be yours.
Ford's commitment to quality gives you unlimited distance protection, and Ford and Mercury dealers give you the most comprehensive lifetime service guarantee in the industry.
That means that I guarantee most repairs for as long as you own your car.
Only the best is good enough for me.
Canada, Canada, we can't be outdone. At Ford, quality is job one.
The Norris Division Final is underway in St. Louis, and just starting the second period, the Blues with a 1-0 lead. Dave Barr was the goal scorer, the goal coming on a power play. Bruce Bell fires the shot from the point. He finds both goal posts, and Dave Barr finds an easy goal, beating Ken Reggett. It's 1-0 Blues over the Leafs early in the second period. Here tonight, the Flames and the Oilers. Howie Meeker, they've been talking about war all week. Is it going to be as rough as everybody has been talking?
I don't think there'll be a war, Chris. The Flames have absolutely nothing to gain if they start a war, but I'll tell you, folks, they're big, they're strong, they're tough, and they're mean. And they play like that. If they play like they're the bully on the block and get equal goaltending, ha-ha, we're in for a dandy.
Okay, let's join Don Whitman and Gary Dornhofer upstairs.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everybody. It's been a long time since any playoff series has received the hype and the build-up of this Battle of Alberta. Many anticipate that it will be a physical series. Glenn Sather, the Edmonton coach, made a comment today that he is happy to finally get this series underway. His counterpart, Bob Johnson, was pleased with the fact he had 5 days in which to prepare. So the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers are just about set. Right now, our national anthem with Paul Loriot. assigned the task of keeping things under control in this division final is Brian Lewis, who ranks #2 among officials in terms of playoff experience. Ron Finn and Gerald Gauthier are the linesmen. Mike Vernon, unbeaten in 2 games against the Oilers, is the Calgary goaltender. This is only Vernon's 4th playoff game. He won all 3 against Winnipeg. Grant Fuhr in goal for Edmonton is much more experienced. He's won 30 of the 40 postseason games he has played. Gary, a rather unusual starting lineup for the Calgary Flames.
Well, it's an intimidating lineup. Guys that like to play it rough, play it tough in the corners. But let's face it, Don, intimidation will not work against the Edmonton Oilers. This is for high stakes. You still have to put the puck in the net.
Neil Sheehy is at center against Mark Messier, with Hunter and Fotiu on the wings. McSorley and Anderson are on the wings for Edmonton. Fuhr plays it on the boards into the center ice area. The Oilers like to get that quick start. They did in the 2 games here at the Northlands Coliseum against the Vancouver Canucks, scoring after just 38 seconds in the first game, 33 seconds in the second. McSorley shoots it in. Messier tried to pick it up off the boards, unable to do so, and it's deflected into the center ice area.
I think something that you really have to watch at the very beginning, can the Calgary Flames skate with the Oilers? Can they bottle them up between the 2 blue lines and slow down the pace?
The whistle, the result of a 2-line pass as it went off Glenn Anderson's skates.
Well, of course, Don, we read a lot of newspaper clippings. Coach Sather and Coach Johnson had a few words to say to each other. I think possibly a lot of it takes the heat off their players. In fact, Lee Fogelin summed it up. He says, I don't read that kind of stuff in the newspapers. The only time I look at the sports page is to check the ball scores. And Tonelli just coming into his own right now in the trade. He had a groin pull and also being very devastated by the fact that he was traded from the New York Islanders. But the coaching staff feel that 4 Stanley Cups that he was on is going to be very vital to the conference of the young players of the Flames.
This is Tonelli's first game in a Flame uniform against the Edmonton Oilers. He did not play in either the 4-4 tie or the 9-3 Calgary win. Kept in at the point, a long shot knocked down in front. It's deflected out into the center ice area. Reinhardt spins around. Tonelli shot it in. It's driven right back out by the Oilers, and the Flames retreat into their own zone. In the center ice area, Tonelli takes a hit. Messier picks it up. He shoots it in. Now Messier goes to the bench in a change. Tikkanen took a run at Paul Reinhardt, missed him with a check. Reinhardt missed that final game against Winnipeg in the preliminary round because of a back problem. Now in across the line, Tonelli in front, they score! He got it to Rysbrough, and then McDonald hammered it in.
Well, something that the Calgary Flames talked about is since the Oilers are very aggressive, they tend to gamble, they will give us scoring chances. One of our keys in the first game is to make sure we're able to capitalize on the chances that are given to us. Well, let's keep an eye now as Rysbrough just makes an excellent play. Look at McDonald, left uncovered to the right, and a perfect pass from Tonelli. So, the old guys, those experienced guys, get things going for the Calgary Flames.
McDonald from Tonelli and Suter, and that comes at 1:27 for a 1-0 Calgary lead. McCowan battling along the boards, trying to get that puck out. Finally, he spots an opening and fires it down the ice. Coffey goes back to touch it for an icing call against the Flames. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Strike 4? What game is this anyway?
The provincial. It's played every Friday.
And it's a hit, and he's going past first, and he's going around second, and he's going around third, and he's heading for fourth, and heading home.
Every provincial ticket is good for 5 Fridays to win $500,000.
5 Fridays to strike it rich.
I love Fridays.
And the 13-year veteran Lanny McDonald has been on a tear, scoring his 10th goal, and this is 13th game. Great time to get hot for his hockey club.
Well, he had a big goal against Winnipeg, the overtime winner. He gets the Flames off to a quick start. Loose puck in the Calgary zone. Sheehy gets it on the wing to McDonald. McDonald into the center ice area. Smythe has problems handling it. It goes back into the Edmonton zone. Tonelli keeps it in along the boards, then he loses it, and it's brought out into the center ice area with McTavish working in across the Calgary line. McTavish bumped by Sheehy, plays it around to the other side. Tonelli unable to get it out. Here's Napier with a shot, and that shot did not get through as it was blocked by Johnson. The puck comes back into the center ice area. 17:40 remaining in the first period. Calgary in front by 1.
Since the Oilers are such a great team from moving it out of their own end up to the ice, the Calgary Flames, one way that they can try and stop that is eliminate the given goal. Once the pass is made, try and stop that man.
Two-line pass to Mark Napier results in a whistle. Now with a Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Chris Cuthbert.
The Blues have struck quickly early in the second period in St. Louis. First, Mark Reed speeds in front to ex-Flame Gino Cavallini, who makes it 2-0 St. Louis, and then just 7 seconds later, it's Ron Flockhart moving in. He'll stop at the top of the circle. Big shot beats Ken Reagan. It's 3-0 St. Louis.
And 1-0 Calgary on a goal by Lanny McDonald. That goal coming at 1:27 of this opening period. The face-off just inside the Edmonton line. And penalties are coming up. Jim Poplinski is going off. Will Marty McSorley go with him? No, it's just Poplinski. The two of them were doing a little pushing and shoving.
And you know one thing too, Don, is penalties are going to happen in this game. The thing is you don't want to take bad ones. There you see the retaliation by Jim Poplinski, and he puts his team in a position now where they have to try to stop this Oiler power play. Slashing at 2:34 to Poplinski.
That was one of Bob Johnson's concerns, the Oiler power play. He was also concerned about their penalty-killing unit, which he says is very offensive-minded, even though they're a man short. Messier in across the line for Anderson. Anderson tried to get it back to the point to Gregg, but it was picked off by the Flames' Patterson and dumped down the ice.
The coaching staff of the Flames said that if the Oilers were watching the replays, they would know that they're a little fancy on the power play. They want to shoot the puck a lot more. Let's see if it happens.
Gretzky tried to dump it in on the right side, looking for Coffey. The Flames get it, shoot it out into the center ice area. Penalty coming up as Dan Quinn was dumped as he attempted to break away from Randy Gregg.
That's a good way to draw penalties, by just moving at that puck and have the defenseman haul you down. Actually, Randy Gregg lost sight of it. It hit his skate, and now he's trying to find it. And you can see that Quinn is moving ahead of him. He had good position, and so he gets called on the trip.
1:27 remaining in the penalty to Poplinski as Randy Gregg goes to the box with 16:53 remaining in the opening period. It's a 1-0 game. The Flames leading the Oilers. Game 1 of this Smythe Division final. Pass intercepted. Risebrow with a drive. That's off the glass. Back at the point. Reinhart trying to keep it in. Finally picked up by Anderson. He breaks into the center ice area. Checked there by Risebrow, who got back very quickly. Pass intercepted by Lube. Lube with a shot. It sails wide. Anderson off the board. Having problems getting it out. Finally, it's deflected to the neutral zone. But again, Risebrow doing an excellent job of tying up his man. Into the neutral zone. Suter gets it to Lube. Lube winds up a shot right on. Pure makes the save, and Charlie Huddy, playing his first playoff encounter of this 1985-86 season after missing the Vancouver series, brought it out. It was dumped back in. A two-line pass by Calgary.
Well, you mentioned that Bob Johnson had plenty of time to get his team ready. 5 days. They had a day off, and they went over a lot of things, all the possibilities that can happen in a game that they went over. Power play, penalty killing, full strength, and he summed it up. He said, well prepared, well rested, no injuries, good attitude. No excuses tonight. Now can we execute?
And of course the Flames have that quick jump on a Lanny McDonald goal at 1:27. Each team with a man in the penalty box. 37 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jim Poplinski. Gretzky to Curry in across the line. He's spun around, and McInnes dumps it out. Calgary very quickly jumping on those Edmonton wingers.
Well, that's what they have to do, Don. In other areas, stand up at the blue line. Don't back in.
Curry across the line. He drops it for Fogle, and it goes wide off the back of the net. Played by Vernon. Gretzky trying to keep it in as he came in from the point. Succeeds in doing so. Now McInnes goes back of his own net. McInnes into the center ice area for Quinn. Quinn trying to get around low. He's bumped into the board, and Fogelin goes back into his own zone for Edmonton. Now the Calgary Flames with the man advantage. 28 seconds remaining in the penalty to Randy Gray.
We played 5 minutes already, and the Oilers have not had a shot on net. So that tell you something, the job that the Flames are doing in a checking way.
The Flames with Otto now taking over in his own zone. Just 9 seconds remaining in the penalty. To Poplinski, he dumped it in. It's picked up by Huddy. Huddy is bumped back to the net. A penalty coming up here. Poplinski will be going off again as he corralled Huddy back of the Edmonton goal. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
About 200 times a minute, someone, somewhere, chooses Esso gasoline.
It's no trouble.
Jim Poplinski draws the holding penalty, and I guess if you're going to make a Coach Gray, the worst place you can get a penalty is in the offensive zone behind the net, because you've got a lot of help back of you in case the Oilers break out. So that's the type of penalty done that Coach Johnson doesn't like to see his club get into.
That came with just 1 second remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg. So the Oilers again have the power play as McTavish brings it out. He shoots it in. Napier picks it up off the boards. Trying to set something up. Back to Gregg, to Napier. Napier into the corner. Gretzky tried to go cross ice. It hit Sheehy. Gretzky gets it again. Gretzky to Randy Gregg. Gregg drops it for Coffey, over to Gretzky. Gretzky winds up, saved by Vernon. Napier to McTavish, back of the net. 1:23 remaining in the penalty. 1-0, the Flames lead it. The Oilers on the power play. Gretzky tried to get it out front. It was gloved by Vernon as Napier was moving into the hole.
Well, Vernon made an excellent save against Gretzky. Actually, the angle was on the severe side, but he needed that first one to really get him in the game. You're going to see a lot of action in front of the net. Players from both teams are going to try to harass the goalie, set up the screen. So Vernon and Fuhr, you know, will be challenged in that area. And again, Vernon and Fuhr played against each other in junior hockey. Vernon with the Calgary Wranglers, and Grant Fuhr played with Victoria. I guess I can remember those junior days.
I'm sure they can. With 1:15 remaining in the penalty to Poplinski, the face-off to the right of Mike Vernon. Dan Quinn against Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski got the draw. Back to Gretzky, moving into the slot. A backhand shot. It goes wide. Curry picks it up off the boards for Krushelnyski. He's battling in the corner with McInnes. It pops loose to Curry. Back to Krushelnyski. He and McInnes continue their battle. They get it back to the line now to Coffey, over to Curry. Curry takes a shot. A screen drive. And Vernon got a piece of it. Another shot knocked down in front of the net. The Flames trying to get it out of there, and McCowan dumped it over the glass and out of play.
Now Wayne Gretzky continues to set records. Breaks his record, 212 points by registering 215. And you know, a lot of concern is always, how do you stop Wayne Gretzky? Do you put a shadow on? Do you take his wingers away? You may be able to contain him for a period of time, but you never stop great players for very long.
The National Hockey League record book right there. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky. 43 seconds remaining in the penalty to Poplinski. 13:37 left in the period. 1-0. The Flames lead it on that early goal by Lanny McDonald. McCowan looking for that opening, finds one, racing after it is Risebrough. He is checked at the line, and the puck deflects into the Edmonton box.
Bob Johnson says that Risebrough comes to play each and every day. Again, he has 4 Stanley Cup rings, so you got 8 rings on that one line, but every team needs the veteran player, the guy that's been around, and that's exactly what those two provide for the Calgary Flames, that leadership.
The talked about the 8 Stanley Cup rings, 4 for Rysbrough, 4 for Tonelli. The only members of the Flames who have those cherished Stanley Cup rings. Some of the younger members of both teams today anxious to take a look at the ring you won with the Philadelphia Flyers, Gary.
And some of the comments, not bad, not bad.
25 seconds remaining in the penalty. Messier drops it for Anderson, a shot right on, and the rebound picked up by Hockenloo. They find an opening, and as they try and dump it down the ice, it goes over the glass and out of play.
You know, that could be also a real key in tonight's hockey game. If Vernon makes the save, are the forwards or defense going to be around in a position to pick up that rebound? Because with the sheer speed that the Oilers possess, they're going to constantly have that second man going in the net looking for that loose puck.
You talk about speed. Jamie McCowan, I think, has surprised a number of people in other National Hockey League cities this year with his speed back in the blue line.
Absolutely, Don. And Murdoch mentioned that he at times becomes very unpredictable. You never know how he's going to perform, but he certainly is an offensive threat.
Gretzky trying to drop it into the corner. It's picked off by McInnes. He brings it out for Calgary, fakes the shot. Now he winds up right on, and Pure makes the save, and that will run out the penalty to Jim Poplinski. The Flames are back at full strength. Coffey in across the line. He's taken out of the play by McInnes. And that's something the Flames felt they had to do. Try and negate that speed of Paul Coffey. Anderson now comes in across the line. He's bumped by McInnes. And a pass intercepted in front of the net by Tonelli as he brings it out for Calgary. Puts on the brakes, looking in front, goes cross ice. Out front to Sutter, he scores! Coming in late on the play, Gary Sutter has given the Flames a 2-0 lead.
Now you're so accustomed to seeing the Oilers set up that type of scoring pass. But look at how quickly they break away. And now all it is heads-up play, finding the open man. Now Poplinski makes a real good pass here. Sutter had come from the bench, and Poplinski was in a position to be able to see him. Now once Grant Fuhr commits himself to Poplinski, Sutter had an easy time of it, but well executed by the Calgary Flames, and they got to be excited being up 2-0 right now.
Poplinski and Tonelli assisting on the goal by Gary Sutter at 7:38. It's a 2-0 Calgary lead.
You know, down by passing that puck around, it can do strange things to the defensive alignment of a club. You know, because it can move a lot quicker than players can skate.
Well, the playoff experience of John Tonelli has certainly come to the fore in this opening game of the Smythe Division Final. He has set up both Calgary goals. 11:55 is the time remaining in this opening period.
Just because you've washed your car doesn't mean you're finished. After each wash, you need some Armor All. On the dash, the bumper, and especially the tires. After all, when you're in love, what's a few extra minutes? Armor All. It's the finishing touch every time you wash your car.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are on the scoreboard in St. Louis on a power play. Greg Millen gets caught out of the net for a moment, and before he's back and settled, Wendell Clark scores. It's 3-1 Blues.
And 2-0 here at the Northlands Coliseum. The Flames in front. Loose puck in the center ice area. Fired back in. Brought out. Picked off again by the Oilers. They bring it in. McTavish is bumped by Poplinski, and the puck was deflected up over the glass and out of play.
Well, it's been a very difficult year for Krushelnyski with the injuries and all, and so he didn't get into very many games. In fact, 54 was the total, so of course his goal production and point production is going to be down. But, you know, when you come off that injury list, you're ready to play, and you kind of want to redeem yourself and do well in the playoffs. And the Crusher, as he's nicknamed, has already done that with 3 goals in the first series.
Kevin Lowe shoots it into the Calgary zone. Napier picks it up off the boards, trying to get a shot away, fired it wide. In back of the net, Tonelli goes to the corner. Tonelli is bumped by Fogelin as Fogelin had raced in from the point. What a collision by the two veteran players inside that Calgary line.
Well, a defenseman can size that situation up. If he sees the puck coming around the boards and the forward is up too high, he can certainly pinch him and make things very difficult. And you saw Tonelli going right back at Fogelin again.
That time the situation was reversed. And Tonelli, pinching in, took a run at Fogelin. Here comes Coffey. Takes the shot from a sharp angle, knocked down by Vernon, and it's loose along the board. Coffey keeps it in, tried to feather it across to Randy Gregg, but Tonelli anticipated and dumped it out to center ice. It's fired down into the Edmonton zone. Grant Fuhr out of his net, gets it ahead to Tikkanen. He shoots it into the Calgary zone with 10:36 left in this opening period. 2-0, the Calgary Flames in front on goals by Lanny McDonald and Gary Suter. Here come the Flames again. Patterson moving in. He tried to get it across. Jamie McCowan had moved in from his blue line position, but the pass did not get through. Now at the line, pass intercepted by Tikkanen. Here's a 2-on-2. Tikkanen and McSorley. Tikkanen leaves it for McSorley. Cross ice. He was looking for McClellan. He just missed him with the pass. It comes back to the line to Charlie Huddy. He shoots it into McClellan. McClellan to McSorley. McSorley at the side of the net to Tikkanen. He couldn't get it out front as it's picked off by Quinn, and the Flames come back. Quinn dumps it in, and now the Flames make a change. Steve Smythe playing it around the boards to Huddy. Huddy lead pass for Hunter. He dodged the check as he deflected it down into the Calgary zone. He bumps into Johnson back of the goal. Hunter comes up with the puck. Hunter gets it to Gretzky. To Curry now. Curry cross ice. The pass is intercepted by Hunter of Calgary and dumped into the neutral zone.
Flames have done an excellent job there in intercepting a lot of passes that are headed for that slot area.
Well, Bob Johnson said his team is coming into this series well prepared, and they've done a good job in their own zone. Kevin Lowe shoots it in. Played to the corner. Curry back of the net now for Gretzky. Gretzky fighting with Harry Wilson. Wilson poked it free to Mullen. Penalty coming up as Mullen dumps it out into the center ice area. The Oilers will be a man short. Calgary leading by 2. Will have a power play with Dave Hunter in the box.
At Duracell, we're always finding ways to make our batteries last longer. And now, Duracell makes your entertainment budget last longer. At the movies, with up to $5 off 2 adult admissions to Cineplex Odeon theaters. Make your movie money go farther. Like this Duracell truck with Duracell and Cineplex Odeon. When it comes to making things last longer, we never stop.
Well, the call is against Dave Hunter, and he must be thrilled playing with the likes of Curry and Gretzky. You see the stick come up, so the Flames will enjoy a power play advantage. And against the Winnipeg Jets, it did not work very well. Only 2 goals in 15 tries, which works at about 13%. The team would like to certainly improve in that area.
Messier and Anderson are out there, along with Kevin Lowe and Fogelin to kill off this penalty. Lead pass from Mullen. He was unable to control it at the line as it deflected to Grant Fuhr in goal for Edmonton.
Well, a lot of talk is directed at Grant Fuhr as being possibly the best goaltender in the National Hockey League, and I don't think you'll get much of an argument for the experts when you analyze Grant Fuhr. But talking to Ron Lowe today, he mentioned that he is so good, probably one of the best to come out in a challenging position. He looks and waits for the right moment and gets into that position where there's just absolutely nothing to shoot at. And you know that the Oilers will give up scoring chances, then it's up to Grant Fuhr to shut the gate.
Otto is centering Lube and Mullen. Reinhardt and Suter back on the blue line. On the face-off, it comes into the center ice area. Messier with a long shot. Suter was working against him at the blue line, and Messier bumps Suter into the end boards. Vernon had made the save. Gretzky doing some forechecking. Forces Reinhardt back into his own zone as the Flames try and organize the attack. Led now by Lube. He's bumped by Fogelin at the line. The puck goes loose, and Gretzky has it for Edmonton. Gretzky gets it ahead to Curry. Curry tried to slide it through. for Lee Fogelin. It did not get there. Fogelin runs into his man as he bumps Reinhardt, and Gretzky tried to set up Curry.
We saw two outstanding defensive plays by the rookie Suter. He broke up two plays there when the Oilers were having good opportunities, put in a shorthanded goal.
Mike Vernon, almost like a baseball player, swatting that puck out of midair with his goal stick as it was flipped in. Now the Flames to the attack. It's deflected right to Grant Fuhr. He had to be alert to make that save, and it's dumped down the ice by Edmonton with 40 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hunter. Right side for McDonald. He gets it to Quinn. In across the line. He shoots it in. McDonald trying to pick it up off the boards, unable to do so, and it's dumped down the ice by Napier.
Coach Johnson mentioned that we certainly have to be aware when we're on the power play that the Oilers very seldom will shoot the puck down the ice. They like to score in shorthanded situations and will even gamble in that area.
Broken up at the line. Napier turns. 13 seconds remaining in the penalty. Napier in across the line, takes the shot, but Paul Coffey was offside. There has been some robust hitting so far in this first period, but nobody losing their cool so far.
And I think that we would have to agree with the players in conversation. They expected to have a physical game. There would be some body work, but not of the violent variety. And, you know, Don, that's what playoff hockey is all about. You know, you become a little more aggressive. There's more body contact, fewer scoring chances, and that's the type of game we're getting tonight. The emphasis is placed on checking.
Both coaches saying although it was expected it would be a physical series, anticipated it would be discipline and smart play by their respective teams that would prevail. The two teams now back at even strength as Hunter comes out of the penalty box. Coffey retreats into his own zone, goes rink wide for Semenko to Messier. In across the line, and it's offside. That comes with 6:44 remaining in this first period.
Does Alan Shepard love golf? Well, he once traveled over 200,000 miles just to tee it up.
Distance is important to me. That's why on Earth I play top flight, the longest balls. Why top flight? Listen, where I've been known to play golf, there's no telling where the next green might be. And I've been around.
Top Flight XL, Top Flight Plus, the longest balls.
Of course I play top flight. No other ball on Earth can beat it.
The one matchup that Coach Johnson was looking at is having Otto against Mark Messier. Now, Otto can match Messier probably in strength, but Messier is still the better skater, so he's going to have to cheat a little bit in the checking role.
6'4", 220 pounds, Joel Otto from St. Cloud, Minnesota, against 6', 207 Mark Messier, who was born in Edmonton. Dave Semenko comes out on the right side, tried to slide it in for Messier. It was broken up by the Flames. Bringing it back to Klinsky with a quick shot. Fuhr had a little trouble with it. He juggled it, then got it again. Now we've got a skirmish for Klinsky and Messier. And that's as a result of a bump between Otto and Messier that preceded Klinsky getting involved. Semenko is out there. Now he and Otto are going to go at it. Semenko and Otto flailing away. Otto goes down. And most of the blows being delivered in this altercation by Big Dave Semenko.
I still think somebody of the Calgary Flames has to come in and help Otto in a situation like that. You can't let a teammate take a beating. Be interesting calls on the penalties.
Dave Semenko did not dress against Vancouver. He's in a fight here. Hockey night in Canada, our Stanley Cup tradition.
Rival is on the move. It offers effective soil-incorporated control of wild oats and broadleaf weeds in oilseeds and specialty crops. It offers you a choice, where in the past your only solution was strapline. The product is Rival. The company is Herbst. The choice is yours.
Then Dave Semenko skated past the Calgary bench. He had words with several of the players, and suddenly Poplinski and Messier started going at it, and were they throwing punches? And it was Poplinski and Messier that initially started all this deep in the Edmonton zone. And Mark Messier, Glenn Sather was telling us today, probably is one of the best fighters in the entire league for an individual who does not that often get involved in a scrap.
He works a lot out at the gym, and he could probably be a Canadian boxing champion. His hands, his speed is so quick. But he must have been 15 punches at Poplinski, and Poplinski didn't back down. He was matching them.
Well, this is the war that many had been predicting, and things had gone along quite smoothly for the first 13 minutes of this hockey game. And then that bumping incident in the Edmonton zone with first Messier and Otto colliding. Then Poplinski got involved. Semenko and Otto went at it. Poplinski and Messier started trading blows. And now Brian Lewis will attempt to sort things out.
I believe that Messier has already gone to the dressing room, and I'm sure Poplinski will also be asked to move in that direction, but there will be a load of penalties coming up momentarily.
The things people go through making their presentations more presentable, making their memos more memorable, making themselves understood. That's one reason we invented the Macintosh, to improve the way people communicate by turning ideas that look like this into ideas that look like this. Macintosh from Apple.
Referee Brian Lewis and the two linesmen Ron Finn and Gerald Gauthier attempting to straighten things out over at the penalty box. Bob Johnson and Bob Murdoch look on. Glenn Sather at that Edmonton bench, his team trailing by a score of 2-0. The backup goaltender, Reggie Lemelin, in the Calgary box discussing what took place.
Well, Don Lemelin has certainly shown a lot of class because he was the key guy in the Calgary Flames, played a lot of hockey this year, but because Vernon suddenly got hot, Bob Johnson has elected to go with him, and Reggie said, well, that's fine. I can understand that. I can appreciate that. I'm disappointed, and I'm sure every player would be if he's not playing, but I'm sure before it's all over that Lemelin will again get his opportunity in the nets.
Gary, in your years in Philadelphia, you recall as much hype preceding a playoff battle as this Edmonton-Calgary affair.
Never like that, Don. I mean, 2 or 3 pages in every newspaper about the war of Alberta, as they were saying. And again, the players, they don't bother with that kind of stuff. They didn't anticipate that. In fact, Glenn Sather said that we're not looking for fights. We're not looking to intimidate or to instigate or to retaliate. We have to play with our strength. That's to skate, to move the puck, and to score goals. That's when we play our best hockey. But we will not back down for anything if it happens.
Well, there is going to be an even further delay before those penalties are announced, as something was thrown out onto the playing surface, and it will have to be cleaned up. 6:25 is the time remaining in this opening period. 2-0, the Flames lead it on goals by Lanny McDonald and Gary Suter.
And the shots certainly indicate the closeness of this hockey game as far as scoring chances. The Flames have registered 8 shots, the Oilers 6. But what impresses me is how the Flames have really been able to bottle up the Oilers in their own zone. They have taken their assignments, they have checked well, and really the key to the Edmonton is they're going to be faced with a lot of one-on-one situations. And because the Oilers have such skilled players, at times they're going to break away from that one-on-one situation and get away from the check, and then somebody else from the Flames has to come over and help out. That's when teams get in trouble, because somebody becomes open, and you know how well the Oilers execute to that open man.
Well, during regular season play, the Oilers won 6, lost 1, and tied 1. But Bob Johnson and the Flames like to point out that victory and the tie occurred in the final 2 regular season meetings after the trades had been made. The acquisition of John Tonelli, the acquisition of Joe Mullen.
Well, I think the rest of the players, too, feel very positive about having the likes of a Tonelli on their hockey club and a Joe Mullen, a 44-goal scorer during the regular season. You know, this is just added strength to their hockey club.
And the goaltender, too, we should point out, in those 2 triumphs was Mike Vernon. The only 2 times during regular season play that he faced the Oilers.
The Oilers mentioned that they really haven't tested Vernon, you know, in the 2 games that he's played. We want to see how he reacts to some high-powered shots directed at him and see how he handles himself. Well, up to this point, it hasn't happened.
Well, there has still been no announcement as to the penalties being assessed by referee Brian Lewis. As you pointed out, Mark Messier apparently has gone off to that Edmonton dressing room. Now, Jim Poplinski is still out on the ice, and these were 2 of the main combatants after the preliminary skirmish involving Semenko and Joel Otto.
Wasn't it interesting today when Glenn Sather said that Messier and Lowe are probably the 2 players that put on a new face for playoff. They become almost mean, and you can't even talk to them or ask them any questions. They're so involved in the concentration of what is at hand. I'd hate to get Messier very upset with me, because he has a real mean streak in him.
And he also is a man laden with talent. He has the speed, he has those very soft hands, and that shooting ability. And with that physical size, he is a tremendous performer. Game 2 takes place on Sunday here at the Northlands Coliseum. And it will, of course, be seen all across Western Canada. And wherever you're looking in this evening, we certainly hope you're enjoying the action from Northlands Coliseum, and that you'll be with us on Sunday. And then again, when the series moves to the Saddle Dome for games 3 and 4 on Tuesday and Thursday.
This is something new that's been added. The teams will enjoy a day of rest. Last year, they played 4 games in 5 nights, very taxing on the players, but this year in the second round there will be a day off, and that has to help a team like the Calgary Flames, especially the likes of Risebrough, McDonald, and Tonelli, some of the older guys.
Well, still nothing announced as to the penalties. That comes with 6:25 remaining in this first period. Lanny McDonald, almost a certain candidate for the Hall of Fame, 13 seasons, an All-Star. He played in a Canada Cup, in the World Championships. He had a 66-goal season, but he does not have the one thing every player in the National Hockey League so desperately wants, a Stanley Cup ring.
Well, a gentleman that has really put together quite an organization. See Cliff Fletcher, the general manager, and he's the one responsible for making the trades and gathering together a group of guys where you have the right chemical mix.
Standing next to him, the assistant to the president, in addition to being general manager, Fletcher is also the president. That is Al Coates. Doug Risebrough trying to plead a case with referee Brian Lewis.
They have completed 2 periods in St. Louis, and the Blues have a 3-1 lead on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
For Jim Poplinski, 2 minutes for high sticking plus 2 minutes for roughing. To Calgary's number 34, Jamie McKellar, 2 minutes for roughing. And to Calgary's number 29, Joel Otto, 5 minutes for fighting. The penalties to the Oilers, number 9, Glenn Anderson, 2 minutes for roughing. And to the Oilers, number 11, Mark Messier, 2 minutes for high sticking, plus 2 minutes for roughing. And to the Oilers, number 27, Dave Semenko, 5 minutes for fighting, plus a game misconduct. The time, 13 minutes, 35 seconds.
Well, that game misconduct has upset the fans and Glenn Sather, but those 2-minute fighting or roughing penalties to Messier and Poplinski, that's one of the better scraps I've seen in some time.
John, there had to be 40 punches thrown, and you get a 2-minute roughing penalty for that? Come on.
So they finally got them all sorted out, and the end result is that the Oilers lose a player, Dave Semenko, getting a game misconduct.
I believe that call would be third man in, with Dave Semenko being ejected from the hockey game.
The face-off will take place just outside the Edmonton blue line. And again, Gretzky talking to referee Brian Lewis. Lanny McDonald listening rather intently. Bob Johnson has to be pleased with the way his team has started. And at this time, we say hello to you viewers in the rest of Canada who have been enjoying the action from St. Louis between the Blues and the Maple Leafs. I'm Don Whitman along with Gary Dornhofer, Howie Meeker, and Chris Cuthbert here at Northlands Coliseum. It's 2-0. The Calgary Flames leading the Edmonton Oilers. McDonald and Suter have scored the goals for Calgary. A hard-hitting game through the first 13 minutes, but then fireworks erupted with Dave Semenko being ejected from the game. A 10-minute misconduct, or a game misconduct, I should say. Major fighting penalties to Semenko and Joel Otto, but the best scrap of the night with only roughing calls going to Messier and Poplinski. 5:50 the time remaining in this opening period. 2-0 the Flames in front.
Well, Wayne Gretzky and company have been held in check in the Calgary end of the ice. They have done an excellent job in their one-on-one coverage. One of the areas that they talked about and also have really been very effective is standing up, not allowing the Oilers to carry the puck over the blue line, forcing them to shoot it in.
Lube in his own zone, cuts out in front of his own net, works his way to center ice over on the right side for Kerry Wilson. Wilson tried to play it in front, it went off his skate, and back comes Gowrie Curry for Edmonton. Curry with a drive that goes high up into the crowd with 5:23 left in the period.
You just look at the stats of a Gary Curry and you have to be amazed. 71 and 68 goals in his last couple of years. You watch him closely, it's how he gets himself into a scoring position and then the quick release. He and Bossy are very good at that area. And again, you see the two teams coming together, having a few words. I think after that scrap was done, we really hope or think that things will quiet down and the teams will just concentrate on playing hockey.
Well, prior to that scrap, there had really been some very solid body checks by both teams.
And we expected that. Both coaches expected that.
Face off in the Calgary zone. McDonald and Suter have scored for a 2-0 lead. McTavish with Napier and Krushelnyski from the face-off back to the line to Kevin Lowe. His shot did not get through, and Lowe has to go back into the neutral zone to try and reorganize the Edmonton attack. Long lead pass intercepted by Reinhart. He couldn't go anywhere with it. Now Kerry Wilson takes over and drops it back into his own zone to McInnes. He played it off the boards into the Edmonton zone, and Kevin Lowe is chased back there by Lou. Leaves it on the boards for Fogelin to Krushelnyski to McTavish. 4:54 left in this opening period. 2-0 Calgary leading. Shot in. It came off the side of the net out front, but no Edmonton Oiler was in position to pick it up. Here comes Patterson now with a long shot. It deflects high up into the crowd. 4:41 the time left in this opening period. 2-0 the Flames lead the Oilers.
And the Flames are forcing the Oilers towards the boards in impossible angles. We look at Nick Fotiu, who was a longtime member of the New York Rangers. He was very upset standing up on the bench when Semenko came close to the Oilers bench. He was ready to do battle. Well, it won't happen tonight.
Into the center ice area, fired in by Sheehy. Paul Coffey goes back after it. This is something that the Calgary Flames were concerned about. Great speed of Paul Coffey and his ability to move out. Long drive by Tikkanen. It momentarily handcuffed Vernon. Now it's loose in that Calgary zone. McSorley has it. McSorley circling in the corner. Johnson takes him out of the play. Tikkanen goes back to the net. He's trying to get it out front. Johnson moves in again. Then Johnson is bumped by McSorley. He takes a hit from Nick Patil. They're fighting back at that net for that puck. Finally, McClellan gets it out front. Nobody in position. It comes to the line. Randy Gregg keeps it in. McClellan back to the net. Tried to center it. He was hit by Johnson, and Johnson will be going off. Penalty called on the play with 3:44 remaining in this opening period. And it appears as though Terry Johnson will be going off. So the Edmonton Oilers will have a power play with that penalty being assessed against Terry Johnson with 3:44 left in this opening period.
Terry Johnson coming over for St. Louis, from St. Louis, and although he has limited in his skills, the coaching felt that he certainly gives it all he has, plays within his limitation. Keep an eye on the elbow. Well, you could have called that roughing, boarding, elbowing, take your pick. But Terry Johnson certainly got involved in that play against McClellan.
An elbowing call against Terry Johnson, and that's something Glenn Sather said he wanted his team to do, be disciplined. And I think we saw evidence of it with McClellan. He could have retaliated behind the net.
It takes a lot of courage to back away after somebody has given you a good hit, Don, and even in a fight, to actually back away from a fight. Because you know what, the players will call you chicken, etc., etc. But if you're thinking about your hockey club, you'll do things like that.
The draw comes back to Gretzky. Gretzky gets it over to Coffey. He couldn't control it. He's forced into the corner. Now back of the net. Krushelnyski was fighting back at the goal, and it deflected off McInnes' stick up into the crowd.
Does it appear to you that perhaps the Oilers are just a little bit tight? It seems that the pucks hit their skate, bounce away, off their stick, into the corner. They just don't seem to play with the confidence that they did all season. It's just that little bit of tightness about them.
Randy Gregg moves up to a forward position with Gretzky and Coffey back on the points for this face-off. It comes to Gretzky. Gretzky into the slot. Over to Curry. He one-times it right on. Krushelnyski in front of the net. Tried to feed the rebound back to Gretzky at the line, but it was dumped down the ice.
Here's the example that would show him perfectly how quickly Curry gets rid of that puck.
Coffey in across the line, but Krushelnyski had preceded the play offside.
You know, the success defensively is when your goaltender makes a save, and you saw Vernon standing up. He didn't go down, trying to look through a screen. He'll pick up the shot, but then how quickly the defense move in. They try to tie up the man in front, looking for that loose rebound, and get it out of over the blue line.
1:32 remaining in the penalty to Johnson. 3:16 in this opening period. 2-0, the Flames in front of the Oilers. Patterson from the faceoff shoots it down into the Edmonton zone. Randy Gregg leaves it behind his net for Coffey. Here comes last year's Norris winner in across the line for Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski is bumped in the corner by McInnes. Puck goes loose to Gretzky. Gretzky trying to get it out front. He's tied up. It's at the side of the net, and Vernon dives out to cover up.
Well, again, the Calgary Flames are holding their own in the one-on-one situations. At least if you can tie, you know that you're going to be competitive, and the worst thing that could happen is they face off in the corner. But the Oilers have not beat anybody in that one-on-one situation. That forces another Calgary player to try and help his teammate and cover up.
1:01 remaining in the penalty to Terry Johnson. 2-0, the Flames lead the Oilers. 2:45 left in this opening period. Quinn against Krushelnyski. Gretzky back at the line. Quinn won the draw, and it's golfed down the ice by the Calgary Flames. Gretzky being chased back to the net by Quinn, leaves it there for Coffey. Again, Coffey winds up in across the line. To the point to Randy Gregg. Gregg shoots it into Coffey. He can't do anything but fire it back to the net. McInnes has it there, unable to clear. Quinn goes to the boards. He can't get out. Kushelniski manages to keep it in. Now Jamie McCowan gains possession and he clears the zone. Loose puck. Racing after it was Patterson, but Curry beat him to it. Curry at the line is checked by McCowan. Finally, it goes over on the wing to Gretzky. Gretzky cutting in, drops it back to Curry, over to Coffey. Coffey winds up, a shot is wide. Big rebound, Honey with a drive. It doesn't get through. Honey is bumped in the corner. 2 men on him there. Comes loose, out to Gretzky at the side of the net as he took the relay from Curry. Fired wide. Curry with another shot wide as Johnson comes out of the penalty box. McCowan gets it. Fires it around the boards. It goes all the way down the ice, and this will produce an icing call against Calgary, but they did a good job in killing off that penalty.
Now Charlie Huddy back in the lineup. He had a broken bone in his finger that is healed properly, so he's ready to play again. Even though he had that injury, he was still able to practice with the hockey club. But it may take him a few shifts and a game or two to get back to where he wants. But remember that practicing is not the same as playing in NHL competition.
Hairline fracture of the finger in the final game of regular season play against Vancouver that kept him out of the Smythe Division semifinal. 1-3 straight by the Oilers over the Canucks. 1:30 the time left in the period. From the face-off, it's cleared down the ice. And Fuhr is forced to make the save, so there's no icing. In the center ice area, Lanny McDonald pounces on that loose puck for Calgary. He shoots it in. Bob Johnson said his Calgary Flame team was ready for this series, and from what we've seen through the first 19 minutes of this hockey game, he was absolutely correct. Here's McSorley moving in. Glove save by Vernon.
Well, there's scattered applause for Mike Vernon as McSorley picked up that loose puck along the boards. And McSorley, he just kept coming in closer and closer, looking for a good chance to pick a corner. Now, Vernon isn't out in a challenging position. He's close to his crease. There really isn't a lot of room or a lot of area to shoot the puck. And he just gets it in his glove. Some good goaltending by Vernon. He has been tested a few times. Oilers haven't exactly had excellent scoring chances, but had some close-in tries against Vernon.
Face off to the right of Mike Vernon. Joe Mullen gets it over on the wing to Poplinski as we move into the final minute of this opening period. Now it's Smythe in behind his own net for Edmonton.
And Don, the Flames want to get out of this period leading 2-0. They don't want to give up a goal in the last minute.
Smythe, the rookie defenseman, fires it in. Good move by Johnson as he dodges the check, unable to get it out, however, as McSorley moves in to Tikkanen. Quick shot, that's high, over the glass and out of play. Now Kevin McClellan is having words, and he had taken up a position screening Mike Vernon.
Well, the idea is to try to cause some problems for the rookie goaltender, make life miserable for him, and then we had the likes of McClellan, who is very strong and very difficult to move from in front of the net, and the goaltender has to shift around trying to pick up that loose puck.
I think those words may have been the aftermath of the elbow that McClellan took from Johnson earlier in this period. Kevin McClellan now coming off to the bench. Gretzky goes out into the face-off circle against Joel Otto. Tim Hunter moved in from his position. From the draw, back to the line. Low with a screen shot. Blocked by Vernon. Over to Johnson, ahead to Poplinski. They move it out. Lead pass for Tim Hunter. Knocked down at the line, and then Kevin Lowe and Joel Otto get their sticks up and do some shoving. Fogelin comes in. Hunter is there. And that resulted from the two of them trying to swing at a puck that was high in the air. And I believe they made contact with each other with their sticks. Just 19 seconds remaining. Yari Curry and Tim Hunter are having words. Really no punches being thrown in that melee in the corner.
I'm sure that Hunter would like to get Curry off on a major penalty. Of course, That wouldn't do the Edmonton Oilers any good. You know, your key players, your goal scorers, they have to stay on the ice. They can't be goaded into penalties.
Sheehy and Krushelnyski grabbed each other's sweater, but that all started involving Lowe and Joel Otto.
Well, Sheehy knows what the penalty box is all about. He led the hockey club with 271 minutes in penalty. And a few moments ago, Kevin McClellan, you heard him having a few words with Terry Johnson, and he led his team with 266 minutes in penalty throughout the year.
Just 19 seconds remaining in this opening period. It's been a long period, the result of a lengthy delay while Brian Lewis sorted out the penalties as the result of that skirmish that came with just 6:25 remaining in the period, resulting in the game misconduct to the Edmonton Oilers' Dave Semenko. There will be penalties here against both sides.
Could be a very busy evening for referee Brian Lewis. But the last thing that he wants to happen is a breakout bench clearing brawl. So he may call it a lot closer and call the penalties, try to settle the teams down so that they won't get carried away.
NHL referee-in-chief Scotty Morrison is also in attendance at tonight's game. I don't know whether this was a routine visit or it was prompted by all the hoopla regarding a possible war involving these two teams.
Might take any chances. Well, there were no penalties. Both penalty boxes were opened up, but no penalties were called on that play.
Well, actually, I think penalties were called. However, the players, with just 16 seconds remaining, had gone to the dressing room. Lanny McDonald trying to get it out of his own zone against Dave Hunter. Back to the net for Gretzky out front, and Mike Vernon dives on that loose puck. Otto and Lowe each got 2 minutes for roughing, and those roughing penalties pale in comparison to the roughing calls against Mark Messier and Jim Kublinski.
You're right, John, and with 5 seconds left, all the credit has to go to the Calgary Flames in this first period. They wanted to try and shut the Oilers down and do an excellent checking job behind their blue line. They did exactly that. Vernon was very steady. He shut down the angles and played stand-up goaltending. But a lot of credit also has to go to the defense clearing the rebound. So they never got themselves in any trouble during the first 20 minutes.
Well, that penalty has been changed to Lee Fogelin rather than Kevin Lowe, although Kevin Lowe and Joel Otto were the two who were initially involved. Just 5 seconds left in the period. The face-off to the left of Vernon. From the face-off, Risebrough ties up his man. The puck loose, and that runs out the period. The score at the end of the first period is Calgary 2, Edmonton 0.
As anticipated, the Battle of Alberta being waged with both fists and goals, and the Flames lead where it counts 2-0. Lanny McDonald and Gary Suter scoring the goals. The Oilers out shooting the Flames 11-9 in the first period. The Edmonton Oilers won their first Stanley Cup 2 years ago when they ended the New York Islanders' drive for 5. Now the Oilers are going after their third straight Stanley Cup, and they've got their own winning slogan.
Good afternoon, Edmonton Oilers. We've got hat trick fever.
Initially, we were trying to come up with a slogan that said 3, something to do with 3, obviously going for 3. And we came up with all sorts of ideas, and one of them that came out was going for the hat trick. And we expanded that with hat trick fever.
So we're saying to people, show your support for the hockey club, show your support for their drive for 3 Stanley Cups, and wear a hat. And we don't mean a particular kind of hat, we mean any kind of hat. Wear a toque, if the day permits it, wear a headband, wear your bowler, but any kind of hat will show support of the Edmonton Oilers.
It's wild out there what people are doing with their hats. They're having contests, they're having on air, the radio stations are having contests for us. The malls are having their own little things, encouraging people to wear crazy hats. The schools are having Mad Hat Days. It's a lot of fun.
It started in the office with a number of people on our team in the office. I'm not exactly sure where it began, but every component of Hat Trick has an individual author to it. And, through the teamwork in our office structure, we developed the campaign.
It has taken the city by storm, which is exactly what the Oilers wanted to happen. And round one against Vancouver would have made even Fred and Barney envious.
Opening game against Vancouver, we had advertised or promoted Hat Trick Fever, wear a hat, and we had a bunch of crazy hats. We had people coming in Snoopy ears and Air Force hats, the kind that come down over the head, and that was just the start of it.
I think I saw Mark Messier wearing a Bishop's hat not long ago. We've had good support from the mayor here in Edmonton, from the local media, from the newspapers, from the radio stations. It's fun to drive to work in the morning and see people wearing hats in their cars, and businessmen, and hear about kids at school wearing hats to school and having hat days. So we think it's been a real success to this point.
This West Edmonton Mall Bank is just an example of how the Oilers promotion is working. One wonders, though, what will happen to the Coliseum ice if an Oiler ever scores 3 goals in one game. One thing is for sure, the Oilers are making people forget this 2-year-old slogan in favor of a new one. Hat Trick Fever is contagious in Edmonton, but by the looks of the first period, the Calgary Flames are immune as they have a 2-0 lead over the Oilers. Howie Meeker has his thoughts on the first period next. Hockey night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs, the tradition continues.
They were asking for trouble when they asked me to test ride Monroe's gas Magnum shocks on my pickup. Truck's only a couple years old, it rides fine. I only break half a dozen eggs a day. But I gotta tell you, with the gas Magnums, my truck rode a lot better. But I still broke an egg. See that little crack right there? See?
Have you gotten used to a bad ride? Monroe will give you the best ride ever, guaranteed.
Canada rides Monroe.
I never liked thinking about life insurance. I want to think about living, not dying. It was my London life agent who showed me that life insurance can be something to look forward to. And my holiday here shows me this is going to be it. A financial package he called Freedom 55 will protect my family and help me retire back to this as early as age 55. Now, that won't be too hard to take.
London Life believes life insurance is also for the living. Ask us about Freedom 55.
Finally, someone's looking at life the way we do.
The enemy. Rain. A mere 1/8 inch can float your car off the road. Thus the rationale for Vector, Goodyear's unique all-season radio. So advanced, its crisscross tread actually pumps away water to help more tire and your car stay on the road. You either have Goodyear Vectors or you need them.
Feels so good, coming down, down. Feels so right, light and bright, 7-Up, flashing on the fun, pouring cool and clear on everyone. 7-Up, feels so good.
On Venture this week, meet the people who make business sizzle. Venture with Patrick Watson, Sunday night, following Sunday Report.
John Tonelli has made an immediate impact in the Calgary Flames lineup against the Oilers, setting up both goals. Flames lead the Oilers 2-0 after 1 period of play. And the Norris Division final into the 3rd period in St. Louis, where the Blues lead the Maple Leafs by a score of 3-1. The Battle of Alberta on Sunday night. The Oilers and the Flames in game number 2 of this Smythe Division final from the Northlands Coliseum. That's Sunday at 6 Mountain on the Stanley Cup tradition of Hockey Night in Canada. Joining us now is Howie Meeker. We've got lots to talk about after that first period of play. Lots of penalties, and so you want to show us how the Flames kill those penalties.
Well, they're going to get lots of opportunity, at least it looks like, in perfecting their penalty-killing unit. And really what they're doing, folks, when we get to the highlight, is they're taking away 2/3 of the ice from the Edmonton Oilers. They're flooding the zone in which the puck is in, and it's almost impossible for the Oilers to do anything constructive. This is off a face-off, and this is Gretzky with the puck. And what he'll do is cut into this area here and let the shot go. But watch in front of the net how they clean everybody out in front. And I'm surprised Gretzky lets the shot go here. Okay. There, he let the shot go. Now it'll come right back here into the corner. All right, now stop here. Just stop here. Watch two things. You'll see here the Flames will challenge all the time, and they will challenge this here. And while all this is going on, watch over here in behind the net. Gretzky stays there. Just can't believe he would stay there. There they challenge. Now the puck will come back out here on this side, the bottom of your screen. Stop it right there. That's it. Just look at here. Look where the four of them are, eh? In that area there. And look at really, what the Oilers have to do is get the puck either to Gretzky or get it back out into this area here, or they're really in trouble. Now watch the Flames challenge again. They try to get it to Gretzky. See how small the box is? Now watch, here's the challenge. Look, he goes out and challenge. Now stop it here. Here's how you change positions. This is just super. The pass will come here, but watch, right there like that. They're just great at killing this penalty. There's the challenge, not giving them time to set up, not giving them time to do anything constructive at all, forcing them to shoot the puck from an impossible angle. No way in the world they're going to score a goal with the Flames playing that tight and that small an area. They have to get it out to the blue line and shoot the puck through the masses.
Okay, the Flames shot the puck well in the first period. Quickly, let's have a look at one of the goals John Tonelli set up.
Ah, folks, this is really something. Okay, just let it go from here. All right. Stop it right here. Stop it right there. This is Tonelli right here. He's got a nose for the puck, and watch what he does. He'll almost get a penalty hooking. Let it go. That's it. Almost get the... Now watch the McInnes check right here to create the loose puck. And who comes up with it? Tonelli. Ha-ha, and away he goes.
Oh, we lost the highlight, unfortunately, but John Tonelli, a big period. And,
well, he really played extremely well, and watch for him, folks. He'll stick his nose in anywhere. His greatest asset is his ability to come up with that loose puck and make plays.
Okay, thank you, Howie. We'll go to St. Louis next. Hockey Night in Canada on CBC returns in a moment.
Why do you think Hunter's Trailer in Marine North Battleford is the largest dealer in Canada? Shouldn't you see Hunter's before you buy?
Breakaway from Roundtree. A candy bar in 2 pieces. So delicious with its milk chocolate. So tempting with its crispy wafer and chewy caramel. Just try and resist the second piece. We don't think you can for very long. Breakaway. How long can you go before you eat the second piece?
What does it mean to win the Stanley Cup? Bobby Orr once said, someone took a photo of me flying through the air after my cup-winning goal against St. Louis in 1970. If I played 1,000 years and missed that experience, my hockey career would be incomplete. That's how much it means.
The St. Louis Blues have added to their lead in the third period in St. Louis, and another former Flame has scored. Charlie Bourgeois will take this pass and blast one by Ken Reggett. Gino Cavallini had scored earlier. So it is 4-1 for the St. Louis Blues in the third period. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were so impressive against Chicago, are in a hole. Let's go to the arena in St. Louis for more action.
Welcome you people now who've been watching Calgary and Edmonton in their first game of the Smythe Division Final to this one at the arena here in St. Louis. I'm Bob Cole with John Davidson in the broadcast booth, and you can hear the happy mood of the fans here in St. Louis as they sing along to a 4-1 St. Louis lead with 13:07 remaining in the third period. Barr, Cavallini, and Flockhart scored earlier. Wendell Clark has the Toronto goal. Bourgeois with number 4 in the night for St. Louis here in the third period. The only goal of the third period so far. Leafs have had their chances. Greg Millen in goal for St. Louis has been great. Reggett is in the net for Toronto. Now Norwood playing one up to the blue line. Up to center ice and going in is LaValle. He's trying to center it. The Leafs are back, and this is Fergus going around the net. Fergus stops. He's on there with 5, and Thomas gives it to Thomas. He missed it. It bounced over his stick. Long pass in, stopped at the leaf line. And the Blues hop on every loose puck. LaValle in. Tried to fool Bill Root. Couldn't do it. Now Root flashes at the puck. The Blues keep it in. Podurko has it. Dumped it ahead. Puxopoulos stopped by Barr. It's centered, and the Leafs are covering up. Fergus was slow moving to the puck. And on the other side, Root has to go after it. Root, the defenseman, got it ahead. Thomas coming up with Lehman. Lehman a stop. Back for the Blues. 3 of them on this rush. LaValle in. Takes his time, dropped it. And they're offside at the Maple Leaf blue line.
Well, the armor of the Blues has not been dented very often in this hockey game. In fact, Toronto have had just one shot here in the third period, and that was the breakaway by Courtnall. But again, Greg Millen makes the big save. As the fans here are enjoying the work, the defensive style that St. Louis has employed. Their goals against was good throughout the season. Their goals against with the 8 remaining teams in the playoffs is the worst of the 8 teams at 4 per game. But they're certainly cutting it down tonight.
11:55 to play in the third period, and the Blues in control of this game 1 of a best of 7. Up the center is Bob McGill, dumping it in. Off the boards, and Bourgeois back for St. Louis. 3 of them line up and come out again. Textbook style. Here's Barr coming in, dropped it back. Wickenheiser couldn't control it. It hit his skate, and the Leafs now just dump it out. But it's the Blues who have the 3-goal cushion. Lockhart faked the shot. Trying to move Lehman out of position. Throw it into the corner. There goes McGill, but he can't find it. Barr's there first. Barr checked by Courtnall. One hand to off the skate for Flockhart. He got away from it. Check thrown by Nyland. Flockhart spinning around. Comes up with the puck. Centers it. The Blues all over the Maple Leafs now. Wickenheiser. He just missed Flockhart with a pass. Comes back to the line. Flockhart again misses it. McGill bumping with Barr, allowing Courtnall to go back. Courtnall's high pass. Nobody could knock that one down.
We have to remember St. Louis are down to 5 defensemen. Ramage was injured. And they're playing 5 and playing well.
So it remains 4-1 St. Louis. We'll keep you up to date on any further scoring from the arena. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoff.
About 200 times a minute, someone, somewhere, chooses Esso gasoline.
It's no trouble. We can do magic. Come take the train. It's an adventure of comfort and space. A splendid sight. It's a warm embrace. Transcontinental. Come feel the magic. Come take the train. No other road will be the same. Come feel the magic. Take the train.
Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it with a partner, it's really smarter. Do it in the water, it's where you ought to. Do it on the weekend, it's not fatiguing. Do it while you're grooving, it'll keep you moving. But don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it with a friend, how you both can bend. Do it for your muscles, it'll make them hustle. Do it for your feet, it's kind of neat. Do it with some action, participation. Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Participation. Get with the action. Do it, do it, do it. Get with the action. Participation. Get with the action. Participation. Do it.
The counselors meet the nicest people on hanging in. But they can't solve every problem.
One word, now thank you.
Join the fun, hanging in Monday.
To start period 2, Lee Fogelin and Joe Otto will remain in the penalty box, and a slight delay as Brian Lewis, the referee, comes over to the Calgary bench to inform Otto that he has to serve the remainder of his penalty. Those penalties occurring late in the first period, and Gary, they both retired to the dressing room instead of the penalty box.
Well, going into the second period now, Don, we all know that the Oilers can change a game around very quickly.
Rysbrough with a shot. It just goes wide. Reinhardt picks it up. He takes a shot, knocked down by Coffey. Loose in the corner. Tonelli trying to dig it out. He's very effective along the boards, uses his feet particularly well. He tried to kick that one out front to McDonald. It was intercepted by the Oilers, and Hunter brings it back and lets a long shot go that is steered to the corner. Now Gretzky back of the net, trying to get it back to the line, and it's picked off by Tonelli ahead to Rysbrough. Back to Tonelli, deflected into the Edmonton zone. Muir came out of his net to play it. Up on the boards to Curry. Curry gets it into the center ice zone to Coffey over on the wing to Gretzky. A shot, a save by Vernon, and he holds it between his pads.
Well, that's what Vernon wants to do at every opportunity, is hang on to that puck and wait for the face-off. The Flames, they're not a bad hockey club when it comes to face-offs in their own zone. You saw Gretzky there on a giveaway, again trying to thread the puck to somebody, where the Flames have done that all the first period, Don, intercepting a lot of passes.
Bob Johnson said his team would be prepared. We reiterate his pre-game comments, and they have done a particularly good job inside their own zone. Messier gets the draw, back to Smith. He winds up, it's wide. The Oilers, who saw the Flames get off to that quick start, scoring at 1:27. McDonald getting the goal, and then Suter at 7:38. Trying to get the quick jump here in the second, but the Flames won't let them. Here comes Kuklinski, breaking in on the wing as the puck hooked away, and Smith tries to bring it out. He gets some help along the boards from McSorley. Rink-wide pass that goes off Huddy into the Calgary zone, and Mullen dumps it out to center ice. We played a minute and 20 seconds of the second period. It's 2-0. Pass intercepted by Mullen. Mullen going in on goal. Saved by Grant Fuhr. He's down, and he holds it.
Well, Mullen, they say, has an excellent goal-scoring touch. He gave an example, but Fuhr beat him.
From Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
Education is the key to the future. The children in our schools today will be living and working in the 21st century. While no one can know for sure what life will be like, they can be prepared. Our public schools are open to all children to provide them with the understanding, flexibility, and skills they will need to meet the new century. Manitoba's teachers are a part of preparing our children, and we believe that education is still the key to their future. A message from the Manitoba Teachers Society.
Well, Steve Smith draws the penalty against Joe Mullen. Mullen, a good burst of speed. There you see they hacked, but look at the concentration by Mullen. He didn't let that check bother him, but good position by Grant Fuhr.
So the Flames have the power play. Messier back of his own net. McDonald got there, laid it around in the boards to Suter. He shoots it into the corner. The net knocked off its moorings by John Tonelli.
Well, McDonald was questioning whether the puck should come outside the blue line. Let's keep an eye on John Tonelli as he tries to cut in between Grant Fuhr and the post. Grant Fuhr blocked him off. Net comes apart off the moorings, and the face-off will be outside the blue line. Now, having watched watched John Tonelli play all those years, you have to respect the effort that he gives each and every night. And I think that is such a help to the young players on the hockey club. And as we had a glance at Reinhardt, Flames would like to keep him healthy for the rest of the year.
In back of the net, Coffey trying to get it out, kept in by Reinhardt. Reinhardt over to Suter. Suter takes the shot, and Lanny McDonald just failed to deflect it. Kept in at the point. Good play by Reinhardt. He is so valuable back on that point. It comes up along the board. Suter pinching in from his position, manages to keep it in. Now it's Reinhardt racing in from the other point. He battles with Coffey. It's deflected high in the air and gloved by Grant Fuhr.
Well, there's the mascot, Stanley, enjoying the game tonight. He looks happy. He must not have been able to see the scoreboard or something, John. Right now, it's the Flames that are in control of this game.
And he's wearing his hat trick fever. As we featured in our first intermission here at Northlands Coliseum, as the Edmonton Oilers try to make it 3 in a row. Calgary Flames think they might have something to say about that, and so far they have, leading by 2. 17:46 remaining in the second period. 1:14 in the penalty to Steve Smythe.
Now, one thing that Glenn Sather mentioned to his troops, he said, look at all the upsets that have been going on. We don't want that to happen to our hockey club.
They're very cognizant of the fact that the 3 other divisional champions have been eliminated in the Calgary zone. Reinhardt on the boards, now rink wide for Lube. Lube in across the line, trying to set something up, looking across to the point. Reinhardt getting set. Out front to Otto, a shot was saved by Fuhr. Back of the net. Reinhardt has it. Reinhardt looking in front. Otto had taken up a position in front of Fuhr, but the pass didn't get through. Now it's Lube at the line, faking. Over to Suter. Suter into Mullen. Mullen back to Suter. He winds up. Shot right on, and it's kicked out by Fuhr. Puck, however, is not cleared by the Oilers. It comes back to Suter. Over to the other side, to Lube. He tried to go cross ice to Mullen. It was deflected by the Oilers. Mullen has it. To Suter. Fakes the shot. Back to Mullen. Mullen to Suter. He winds up. Shot right on. Fuhr made the save, but the Oilers can't clear the zone. 13 seconds left in the penalty. Back to Suter again. Suter with a shot. It just went wide. Low back of his own net. The Oilers having difficulty trying to get it out of their own zone. The Oilers now back at full strength. In front. Deflected to Otto. He couldn't get a shot away. Lube behind the net. Lost it. Smythe coming out of the penalty box, getting involved in the play. It comes up along the boards. Messier has lost his stick. Finally, it's brought out into the center ice area. Anderson has it hooked away. Suter doing a good job to get back against the speedy winger. Now it's fired into the Calgary zone. Lanny McDonald, long lead pass for Mullen. He dumps it in and goes to the bench for a change. 15:59 left in the second. It's 2-0. The Calgary Flames leading the Edmonton Oilers. Hunter working to the corner. Out front. And it was cleared away by Jamie McCowan as Curry was cruising through the slot. Curry takes it in the corner for Edmonton. Cross ice. Coffey hit the side of the net. Beautiful setup from Curry to Coffey coming in late in the play. But now the Flames come back. Led by Risebrough. Drop pass. McDonald winds up. The shot is blocked. Dropping in front of it was Randy Gregg. Comes back to the line and is brought out by Jamie McCowan offside. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
That Cargill has convenient bulk fertilizer blending plants all across the West? At Cargill, we planned seasons ahead for your fertilizer needs. So every Cargill elevator is ready now to supply you with the fertilizer you need at competitive prices. See your Cargill elevator manager soon and order early. Because this year, like the early bird, the early farmer gets the fertilizer at the best price. For fertilizer, your season's ahead with Cargill.
The Blues are pulling away from the Maple Leafs in St. Louis midway through the third. Doug Gilmour sets up Greg Kozlowski's 6th goal of the playoffs to make it 5-1. And then ex-Flame Charlie Bourgeois on a setup from Gilmour scores his 2nd of the night.
And it's 2-0 here at the Northlands Coliseum. The Flames in front, 15:25 remaining in the second period.
On that last power play by the Calgary Flames, that has to make them feel pretty good because of all the pressure, and they forced Edmonton into about 3 or 4 giveaways, which resulted in some good scoring chances.
The Oilers just unable to clear their own zone, and how often do you see that happen? An icing call against the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, right now they're just away from their skating game. That's the strength of their hockey club. Well, Craig McTavish, under the circumstances of missing last year, he had a pretty good year. Registered the 23 goals, and coaching staff feel that he's just going to get better and better, and just adds another big, strong centerman to the lineup. They can also play the wing when necessary.
Face off to the left of Fuhr. Smythe gets the puck, going back to his own zone, tied up there by Lube. Tries to dump it to the other side. Kept in by the Flames. Great forechecking by the Flames. Napier trying to get out of his own zone. He's upset. A penalty here against Colin Patterson. Fuhr has gone to the bench. The extra attacker is out there. A pass over on the wing for Krushelnyski on the right side. Gretzky couldn't control it, and is expected by Vernon. The whistle goes. But the Edmonton Oilers will enjoy a power play. Hockey Night in Canada, a Stanley Cup tradition.
Make the right choice right now. Choose Canada's best-selling Ford Ranger or Bronco 2 and get air conditioning at no extra cost when you purchase Ranger Explorer or Bronco 2 extra value packages. Or save up to $2,185 on a tough Ford F-Series full-size pickup when you purchase extra value packages available on selected 1986 models. Make the right choice right now at participating Ford and Mercury dealers. Best built, best selling. Built Ford Tough.
Colin Patterson draws the hooking penalty again in the offensive zone as Napier tries to break away. And again, we can't emphasize enough the importance of not taking penalties inside the blue line of the Edmonton Oilers as far as the Flames are concerned.
Face off to the left of Vernon. Back to the line, it comes to Coffey. Coffey getting set. His shot is deflected. It goes wide. Gretzky tried to get it out front. And positioned at the side of the net. Anderson could not get his stick on it.
Now, during the Vancouver series, the Oilers scored 4 goals and 11 chances, 36%. So they were hot in the power play, and they'd like to continue that here. But right now, they're really being bottled up by the Flames.
Loose puck, McInnes, landed off the boards and down the ice.
You know, Don, about 10, 15 years ago, a penalty killing would never challenge. They just sit up in their box, and now that's how the game has really changed. The forwards challenge at every opportunity, trying to force that turnover.
And, of course, a team like the Edmonton Oilers playing a man short creates many offensive chances. But right now, with the man advantage, the Calgary Flames are preventing them from getting a shot on Mike Vernon. They have really effectively tied them up in their own zone, challenging at every opportunity. They'll try again, but Joel Otto picks it off. Otto winds up a shot right on. 48 seconds remaining in the penalty to Patterson. The fans here at the Northlands Coliseum getting a little anxious as Coffey works in. He's bumped by McCallum. The Flames gain control, trying to play it around the boards. Gretzky with Sheehy on him very quickly. Gretzky gets it again. He gets it over to Anderson, moving in, puts it wide. Wide shot off the glass. Back comes Rysbrough. Otto trying to catch up with the play. He's hooked by Coffey. There'll be a penalty. The pass for Otto. He shoots it wide. Back to the point now. Sutter winds up his glove and held by Grant Fuhr. But Paul Coffey will be going to the box.
Well, I can't believe that Paul Coffey would have to hook somebody like Otto. With Coffey's speed, he should have been able to catch up to him, because Otto only had maybe a stride or two.
Very effective penalty killing by the Calgary Flames.
Well, let's have a look at it. We see from the top of your screen as Otto is breaking away, and Coffey hooks him from behind. It would have been a 2-on-1 had Otto been able to catch up. So in 13 seconds, Patterson will come onto the ice, and the Flames will go on the power play. And I'm sure Glenn Sather right now is very concerned with the way the Oilers are playing. They have been outworked in this contest, and they have certainly turned the puck over many, many times. Very uncharacteristic of their team.
And I think you hit it right on the head, Gary, when you said that the Calgary Flames have outworked the Edmonton Oilers so far.
You don't see that happen very often, especially right in this building. And, you know, it has been a very consistent year for the Oilers.
Number one team as far as the overall standings are concerned. Vogelin now back of his own net. In 6 seconds, the Flames will have a power play. Kevin Lowe with a long shot off the glass. John Tonelli gets away from Krushelnyski, but he can't go anywhere with the puck. It's loose. Back of the Calgary goal. Calgary with the man advantage now. Quinn in across the line, gets away from Lowe. Quinn lays it back to the point. Reinhart winds up a shot right on, and Tonelli was poking at the rebound, but Fuhr covered up.
Well, Grant Fuhr has been called upon to make some excellent saves, Don. You know, I'm sure that he realized, hey, I can't let any more pucks get by me. I know that we have the firepower to come back from 2. 3 would make it very difficult. You see Tonelli trying to work his way in front, going for that loose puck. And that is really a key anytime you're going offensively, is when the shot is directed at the goaltender, somebody has to make up their mind to head for that net. Always anticipate a rebound being there.
1:25 remaining in the penalty to Paul Coffey. They scramble for that puck. Finally it comes to the board. Suter manages to keep it in from the point. Lowe in the corner, trying to move it along the board. He's battling there with Suter and Lube. Lube got it free, gets it in a quick shot. And Fuhr took that one up on the shoulder, and now it's cleared down the ice. Suter, the rookie, back into his own zone. What a year he has had for the Flames. Rink-wide pass. Reinhart got tangled up with referee Brian Lewis. Gets it again to Mullen. Mullen rink-wide looking for Lube, and it was intercepted and fired over the boards and out of play by Jari Kurri.
Well, the coaching staff talked about Mullen being the real sniper of this hockey club, and Paget mentioned that, you know, I knew Mullen was a good hockey player. I didn't realize he had that much talent. Not only the ability to score goals, but he gives you the second and third effort and always going for that net. So quite a acquisition for the Flames to have the likes of Joe Mullen in their lineup.
Bob Johnson also said that he uses Mullen in a defensive role in some games, something he was unaccustomed to in St. Louis.
Don, I still believe checking is the easiest thing in hockey, because remember, you don't have to carry the puck or pass the puck. Just watch somebody.
Flames back into the center ice area to organize the attack. Here comes Reinhart. His pass bounced off Lowe. It goes to the boards. Otto has it. Back to the point to Suter. Into Lube. Lube tried to center it. It bounced off the skate. Goes to the boards. Lube gets it again. Back of the net to Reinhart. Reinhart out front, and Mullen fans on it. Great opportunity for the Flames to go in front by 3. Now it's Otto. The big center gets it loose to Mullen. 11 seconds remaining in the penalty. Otto trying to move in front. He's checked. Mullen gets it back to the line. Suter to Reinhart. A shot. It goes wide. Back of the net, picked up by Otto. Back to the line to Reinhart. The Oilers back at full strength. Pass intercepted by Gretzky. Fed ahead to Coffey. Going in alone. Saved by Vernon. He got a piece of it. What a great opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers, and Vernon is hurt. Vernon is coming across to make the save on the breakaway by Paul Coffey is hurt.
John, when a player is just about ready to come out of the penalty box, he is normally alerted by the goaltender. He'll slam his goal stick on the bench, but Coffey coming out of the penalty box, and how quickly the tide turns and away he goes. And there's nobody going to catch Paul Coffey. Now let's keep an eye on here as he goes to shift to the forehand. And across comes Vernon. Now I think he turns his knee or his ankle when he slid across to just get a piece of that Coffey try.
As we saw in the replay, Coffey really lost control of the puck as he tried to make the shot. And Vernon, in doing the splits, appears to have injured that left knee.
What Let's watch again as Coffey goes to the forehand. The puck just went up on its edge as Coffey was ready to try to beat Vernon on that short side.
What a blow this would be to the Calgary Flames if they were to lose their goaltender. And as Bearcat Murray looks at him, it would appear that this could be a serious injury because he is still having trouble with that knee. But now he's getting onto his feet, and well, it looks as though he will be able to continue, although there was great concern just moments ago. Live on CBC, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The new Birds of the Prairie version of the Instant Lottery gives you a chance to win from $2 to a $10,000 nest egg instantly. Birds of the Prairie. 16 different species for you to choose from to feather your nest.
Game 1 of the Norris Division Final is over. The St. Louis Blues outshot the Leafs 17-3 in the third and win Game 1 6-1.
Well, after 2 upsets last night, as divisional finals got underway, favorite prevailed tonight. But here the underdog is leading 2-0 with 10:27 remaining in the second. The Flames, first period goals by Lanny McDonald and Gary Suter in front of the Oilers.
Bryce Brown knows all about discipline, what it takes to get there. So that breakaway by Paul Coffey has really been the first time that the Edmonton Oilers have been home free against Vernon. Flames have not given up any 2-on-1s or 3-on-2 breaks.
Here's a chance now. Krushelnyski dropping it. Napier with a shot. Vernon makes the save. You need hot goaltending in the playoffs, and young Mike Vernon is supplying it for the Flames.
Well, you're right, Don, but let's look at the shots that the Oilers have been taking. They have been from the side of the circles, from against the boards. They really haven't had that many from that 15-foot range, you know, where the hash marks are in front of Vernon. So the Flames have done an excellent job defensively by keeping the shooters towards the boards.
Face off to the right of Vernon. Krushelnyski moving into the circle against Kerry Wilson.
Defensively on the face-off, once the puck is dropped, you see the red one. They have their assignment, and they have to anticipate the drop and move at their men.
Well, McTavish went in there instead of Krushelnyski. The draw comes back in behind the net to Johnson. Johnson ahead to Kerry Wilson. He pokes a tree for Tonelli. Tonelli with McDonald. McDonald took a quick shot that did not get through. Randy Gregg fires it down the ice. No icing on the play. Vernon plays it off the boards out into the center ice area. Here's a chance for Wilson. Wilson working against Coffey. Still got the shot away, even though he had to shoot from a bad angle. 9:44 remaining in the second. 2-0 the Flames lead. Both goals in the opening period. The play whistled down as Napier touched it after taking a 2-line pass.
Randy Gregg, who has been with the hockey club now 4 years. The only addition really has been Steve Smythe taking over for John Jackson. And John Muckler, associate coach, he mentioned about Smythe. He said he has come a long way. He gives us the strength behind the blue line and the height, 6'3", 208. And he is getting better at moving the puck out of his own zone.
Nick Patillo on the right side, undershoots it in. Charlie Huddy goes back of his own goal. Risebrough out there centering the 2 big wingers as it's brought out by Messier. Messier working in against McInnes. McInnes takes him in against the board, and the Flames knock it out into the neutral zone. Tikkanen tried to shoot it in. It was knocked down by McCowan, and it's whistled down as it was gloved ahead in the neutral zone. That whistle comes with 9:09 remaining in the second.
Your casting's improved, Tom.
It's easy to relax when you don't have to worry about your investments.
Who's looking after them?
Dominion Securities Pitfield. I find their people easy to talk to, and with their broad resources, I get outstanding investment advice.
Outstanding investment advice. That's exactly why I chose Dominion Securities Pittsfield, too.
Dominion Securities Pittsfield. Choosing us could be your most important investment decision.
The Oilers have only registered 4 shots on net in this second period, so that again tells you how the Flames have played defensively. And it just looks like, Don, that the Oilers are waiting for somebody to get things going here, give the fans something to get excited about.
Overall, the shots on goal, 18-14 in favor of the Calgary Flames, and a whistle there as the puck was gloved ahead, and now a skirmish along the boards. However, I don't think anything serious is going to develop.
Well, Hunter had taken a run at Mullen, and that's why Poplinski came to his aid.
This is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
Only one herbicide gives comprehensive control of wild oats, green foxtail, and your worst broadleaf weeds. Hoggrass 2. It kills an incredible spectrum of 21 weeds without tank mixing. Wild oats, green foxtail, wild buckwheat, lamb's quarters. 21 weeds in wheat, flax, and most barleys. It could be the only herbicide you need. For comprehensive control, Hoggrass 2 from Herx.
Face-off just outside the Calgary line. Gretzky gets it in across the line. Curry with a shot, and that is high over the glass.
We expected there to be line matchups in tonight's game, keying on certain individuals, but it really hasn't happened. Like Otto, at times he would be against Mark Messier. This shift, he's against Wayne Gretzky. So it's a continual change, and I guess Bob Johnson isn't really that concerned. A week's preparation, he felt that any line that he could send out could do the job defensively.
Glenn Sather now making a change. He is going to have Gretzky out there with Messier and Anderson. Smith and Huddy back on the blue line from the faceoff. Reinhardt lays it out into the center ice area. Smith for Huddy. He shoots it in. Vernon, back of his net, plays it up along the boards for Tonelli. Tonelli got it to center ice. Rise bow, rink wide for McDonald. McDonald takes the shot. It goes off Smith, and Anderson dumps it to center ice. Gretzky racing after it. Tried to go rink wide for Messier, and it was broken up by Tonelli, who got back into the play. Messier tries it again. Drop pass, Gretzky back to the line. Huddy tried to work in, broken up. Here's a chance for McDonald. Working against Smith. Tonelli catching up in the play. The rise brow and shot just wide. He gets it again and fired it wide again. And Tonelli had gone right into the net and knocked Huddy and Fuhr out of the play. Anderson comes back. Working in against Reinhardt. The Calgary defenseman ties him up neatly. It's played up along the boards. Patterson trying to move it out. Does. Risebrow gets it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt in across the line. Centering it. Deflected by Patterson. Shears down. And the whistle goes as the Edmonton goaltender covered up.
Flames felt, Don, that the Oilers would give up some scoring chances, and they certainly have. Right now, the Flames are just not capitalizing on those chances. Riseborough's line had a 3-on-2, and here again, Quinn and Patterson, Lube were right in there. So their Flames are making things very difficult for goaltender Grant Fuhr, but he's staying strong and keeping that puck out of his net. I mean, I'm sure he's thinking, look, if I can prevent any further scoring, I know that we have the firepower to come back.
Johnson fires a shot wide. Kevin Lowe chased into the corner, playing it up along the boards. It's deflected down the ice with 7:30 remaining in the second. 2-0. The Flames lead the Oilers. McTavish dumps it into the corner. Sheehy chased back in there. Couldn't control it. Kuselnicki having difficulty getting his stick on it. Finally it comes back to the point. Kevin Lowe with a shot. It's blocked by Lube. He couldn't go anywhere, however. McTavish circles in the corner. Trying to set something up. McTavish lays it back to the net for Napier. Napier looking out front. He was tied up by Johnson. Now McTavish tries to get it out front. And he had it knocked away by Sheehy. It's loose along the boards. Kuselnicki is backing there. Gets it to McTavish. To Napier. Napier tried to get it out front, but Lube knocked it to the board. Lowe keeps it in. playing it back of the net. It goes around the boards. Fogelin tried to pinch in from the point, but Patterson deflected it to center ice.
Well, that's the best concentrated attack Edmonton had, but no shots. Again, the coverage has been great by Calgary, and they're not losing one-on-one situations. The Oilers are not beating them with any shifts.
And across the line comes Tikkanen, trying to get a shot away. He's dumped, and back comes Mullen. Mullen for Poplinski. It slides into the Edmonton zone. Muir is out of his net to play it up on the board, but Mullen ties up his man. It comes back to the line to McInnes, a shot. It's knocked down the front. Mullen gets to the shot. Great save by Muir. Out front. It was centered, nobody in position. Back comes Tikkanen, and there's a penalty here, I believe, against Randy Gregg, as he knocked down Joel Otto in front of the net. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
When Canadian Tire builds a supercycle mountain bike, they start with a tough welded tubular steel frame. They add custom-tuned spoke wheels, a Shimano derailleur system, a rugged collarless chain set, and then they give it an incredible price. This week, save $10 on a rugged supercycle men's mountain bike with heavy-duty braking system and 12 speeds, just $139.99. The Supercycles from Canadian Tire, built right because you wouldn't want it any other way. The right choice for bikes has never been so clear. Canadian Tire.
Randy Gregg has been called on a high-sticking infraction, but Joe Mullen really had a great opportunity. He's home free. Look at the position of Grant Fuhr standing up. He was out in a challenging position, and in comes Randy Gregg and puts the man down in front of the net. So the Flames will go in the power play, and they have looked good in that area, Don, even though they haven't registered a goal by the power play.
Paul Coffey circles back into his own zone for Charlie Huddy. Huddy dumps it up along the board, too far for Messier. Suter retreats into his own zone for McInnes. He was looking for Lanny McDonald. It's too far. It's loose along the boards. McDonald is there. He's got it. Back of the net for Quinn. Quinn was excelled this year on the power play. Tried to get it out front. It was picked off by Coffey. He relays it to Messier. Coffey catching up with the play as the two of them come in across the line. Coffey out front. It bounces to the goal mouth, and Vernon has it.
That's how dangerous the Edmonton Oilers are when you have the likes of Coffey and Messier out killing a penalty. Remember, very seldom will they shoot the puck down the ice. They like to hang on to it and make a play. But all it was a dump pass defensively. The Flames were trying to get Paul Coffey to the outside. All he could do was actually dump it in front, hoping for a deflection or go off the skate. Vernon was there.
Vernon was there in the three-game triumph over Winnipeg in the semifinals in this division, and he has faced 15 Edmonton shots tonight flawlessly here at the Northlands Coliseum. A 2-0 lead for the Calgary Flames over the Oilers. 1:20 remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg. McInnes to Lou. Lou gets it ahead to Otto. Otto tried to cut for the net, and it hooked away, and it was dumped down the ice by Charlie Huddy.
Don Otto really made an excellent play against Kevin Lowe. Faked to the inside, went to the outside, and got a shot away. Excellent move.
Lou is stopped at the line by Lee Fogelin with 49 seconds remaining in the penalty. McInnes to Lou. He deflects it into the zone. The Oilers unable to clear. They'll try again. Curry's bumping with Lou. Lou pokes it free. Lou going back to the net. Lou for Mullen. Mullen to the line. McInnes over to Mullen. Mullen moving in to Lou. Lou at the side of the net. Trying to get it up front to Mullen. Glove saved by Grant Fuhr. He's robbed him again.
Boy, did he ever. Look at the splits on Grant Fuhr. And got it with a glove. And Mullen must have just shaking his head. Doesn't this guy realize that I scored 44 goals this year? But keep your eye on Mullen coming late. You notice how the Edmonton Oilers, everybody was facing the puck carrier behind the net. They really weren't looking at Mullen in a position to do anything defensively. And it was up to Grant Fuhr. What a save.
Grant Fuhr has made 2 saves off Joe Mullen in this second period, or it would be a 4-0 game for the Flames. Benelli gets it to McCowan. He shoots it in back of the net. Comes off the boards. Gretzky has it. He has it hooked away from him by Quinn. Now McCowan tries to go rink wide. It bounces off a player. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Messier to Coffey. The pass did not get through. Broken up by Paul Reinhardt. Gretzky has it to Coffey. Coffey winding up. His shot is deflected high and up into the crowd.
Well, it seems that the Oilers' best chances have been when they're killing a penalty with another 2-on-1 break. But the Flames are sliding in front of passes, deflecting them into the crowd. See Paul Reinhardt, 23. He made this defensive play, anticipated perfectly as Messier was going across to Paul Coffey. And Coffey had about a stride on McCowan. And all he would have had to do was direct it into that open net. Reinhardt comes to the rescue. Now Reinhardt, he hasn't practiced all week. He's been suffering from various ailments, which is not being disclosed by the hockey club.
And he's playing a big role for the Calgary Flames in this game tonight with 3:47 remaining in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead, the Flames over the Oilers. Game 1 of the Smythe Division Final. Game 2 here at the Northlands Coliseum on Sunday night. Krushelnyski accepted a 2-line pass, resulting in a whistle.
You'll see the Oilers trying to do that with a long pass to set somebody free. You know, when we watched the Oilers practice this morning, if I was a player, I'd be intimidated at their speed during practice. I don't think they've come close to that in this game tonight. So from a coaching point of view, Don, you just never know how a team is going to execute or play in a game.
He's playing a big role for the Calgary Flames in this game tonight with 3:47 remaining in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead, the Flames over the Oilers. Game 1 of the Smythe Division Final. Game 2 here at the Northlands Coliseum on Sunday night. Krushelnyski accepted the 2-line pass, resulting in a whistle.
You'll see the Oilers trying to do that with a long pass to set somebody free. You know, when we watched the Oilers practice this morning, if I was a player, I'd be intimidated at their speed during practice. I don't think they've come close to that in this game tonight. So from a coaching point of view, Don, you just never know how a team is going to execute or play in a game.
Well, the Oilers practice at a higher level of intensity at times than many teams play. Into the center ice area now. The Flames trying to set something up. Off the boards for Tonelli. He simply shoots it in. Back of the goal. McDonald gets there first to Rydbrow. Rydbrow was tied up. McDonald gets it again. McDonald to the line. Johnson shoots it for Rydbrow. He tried to center it. It was knocked down by McTavish. Out to the line to Napier. Back to McTavish. Three of them in across the line. McTavish tied up by Tonelli. And the Flames are really coming back strongly into their own zone. Edmonton had a 3-on-2, but Tonelli got back there to catch McTavish.
Well, he's been doing that for so many years. The crowd, they're hollering, figuring that should have been a hook. But one thing coaches will always point out, and it doesn't matter what level you're playing at, it's never too late to come back and put your head down and help out. And Tonelli gave an example of that. But every player has been doing that for the Flames, coming back to help out their defensemen.
Gary Wilson against McClellan. The draw comes back to Kevin Lowe. A shot is gloved and dropped at the side of the net for McKinnon. Off the board. Patterson, link wide for Loeb. Loeb looking, trying to set up. Fired it in front, but Patterson was tied up by Fogelin and couldn't deflect it. McSorley brings it back for Edmonton. 2:32 left in the second period. 2-0 the Calgary Flames lead. Game 1 of the Smythe Division Final. Both goals in the opening period. Lanny McDonald and Suter, the marksman for the Flames. Edmonton almost guilty of a giveaway in their own zone. Lead pass now, McClellan to Anderson, dropping it back from McClellan, and he put himself offside.
I mean, most teams are very intimidated by the Oilers' speed, so when the puck carrier is coming close to that blue line, the tendency is always to back in, back in, back in. But that hasn't been the case tonight. And Johnson talked about, he says, we talked about that for 5 days that we were back in Calgary. We have to challenge. We between center ice and the blue line, not allow the Oilers to carry the puck, because the winger can only hang on to his chest for so long. But by forcing the team to shoot it in, it gives the defenseman a chance to pick up the puck and come out with it.
2:05 is the time left in this second period. Neil Shee, a Harvard product, born in Fort Francis, Ontario, signed by the club as a free agent, one of 9 free agents on this Calgary Flame hockey team. Off the boards, back into the Edmonton zone. Gretzky behind his back for Coffey. He almost got turned around by Joel Otto. However, he was able to clear, and Curry brings it in. Curry dropping it back to the line. Coffey winds up. Great job of blocking it by Mullen. Centered now. Curry, quick shot, and a blocker save by goaltender Mike Vernon. Here's Poplinski, sent away on the right side. Couldn't work in against Coffey. Back to gather in that loose puck is Curry. Ahead to Gretzky, a partial breakaway against Reinhart. Curry back to the line. Shot just goes wide. Gretzky fed Curry at the line, and his shot just went wide. Gretzky tries it again. For the Oilers with 1:09 remaining in this second period. Couldn't feed it through. Broken up by Lanny McDonald. McDonald has it hooked away by Anderson. It's loose in the center ice area, and there's a penalty coming up against the Calgary Flames with 57 seconds left in period 2.
It's a hook against Lanny McDonald as he was trying to strip the puck away from Anderson. Anderson had come back and had done a great job defensively and taken the puck away from McDonald, so McDonald was trying to return the favor. We'll pick it up in the replay. There's the job by Anderson. Just lifts the stick and away he goes. Now McDonald applies the hook. Remember, it's again in the neutral area. That's 3 penalties the Flames have taken. Tonight they have been, up to this point, successful killing the penalties. And they would like to get out of this period with that 2-goal lead. They'll be tested by the Oilers' power play.
Well, their chances have diminished some as they will play a man short for the final 57 seconds. But as you said, Gary, they have been very effective in killing off previous penalties. The Oilers would dearly love to get a goal in the final seconds of this period. Anderson will try it. Anderson out front, and it bounced off Berman, and then he gloved it for a whistle. He's been alert. Well, while we have this stoppage in play, a reminder, this program is copyrighted and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
On that last rush by Anderson, it looked like he was going to go completely around the net. And most players and the goaltender figure that's what's going to happen. And they want the goaltender to slide from the left side of the net to the right side. And the man that's coming in late, he will have an easy time of burying it behind the goal line. But Vernon played that very well. He just stayed right with it, didn't move, and was able to hang on for the face-off.
From the face-off, Otto gets the draw to McInnes. Around on the boards, it comes out to the center ice area. Rysbrough battling with Coffey, gets to the puck. Rysbrough carries on, and finally Coffey hooks it away from him and gets it to Anderson, to Gretzky. In across the line they come. Gretzky behind his back, and Anderson was tied up by McInnes. He is unable to clear it, however, a shot like Coffey goes wide. Gretzky out front, they score! Anderson gets it with 12 seconds left in the period, a power play goal.
Finally, the fans in Edmonton have something to talk about. Peter Pocklington and company as Anderson finally does it. But the Flames had possession at the blue line. The puck just bounced over the stick of Rysbrough. Now how quickly the Oilers pounced on it. And Gretzky feathers that one between the pad and the goal stick. And Anderson is cruising right in there. And he wins the battle against be up 3 or 4 at the end of 2, not just by 1 goal. So let's give credit to Grant Fuhr for the job that he has done in this second period. The Flames have registered 11 shots in this period to 8 for the Oilers.
Just 2 seconds remaining in the period. The face-off outside the Calgary line, but the Edmonton Oilers got the goal they were looking for in the final minute. And so the score at the end of the second period is Calgary 2, Edmonton 1.
Some people have to fight rust a little harder than most of us. And that's why Tremclad isn't just Canada's #1 selling rust paint. It's also why so many Canadian industrial users choose Tremclad for fighting rust. And if they trust Tremclad under conditions like these, shouldn't you trust Tremclad too? Trust Tremclad on metal.
Your guide to the week in Ottawa. The issues, the questions, the answers, the personalities, and the analysis. Don Newman examines them all on This Week in Parliament, Saturdays on CBC Television, right after Saturday Report.
On Venture this week, meet the people who make business sizzle. Venture with Patrick Watson, Sunday night, following Sunday Report.
It's a story about growing up,
I'm the full extent of your verbal skills, boys.
growing older,
She wants to be old. I want to be young.
Come again?
And you've always been a kid.
growing wiser.
Times change.
They're worlds apart,
You're so impulsive. You want me to be a little you.
but keeping it together. Airwaves, Monday on CBC Television.
Every day, thousands of diabetics struggle against time. To a diabetic, time is very precious. Because insulin only controls diabetes. It's not a cure. Even with insulin, the diabetic lives in the shadow of heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and blindness. Please, give to the Canadian Diabetes Association. Your generosity brings hope.
CBC News with Knowlton Nash.
Good evening. Here are tonight's top news headlines. In Libya, it was a day of mourning, filled with threats of revenge. 20 of the people killed in Monday's bomb attack were buried at a public funeral. Thousands filled the streets of Tripoli, angrily chanting for a holy war to destroy the United States. In East Berlin, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev spoke for the first time about the bombing. He accused the United States of resorting to the law of the jungle, and he said East-West relations have been damaged. In California, a huge Titan missile exploded seconds after takeoff from a U.S. airbase. A cloud of toxic gas drifted over the area, and 58 minor injuries were reported. Another Titan exploded right after takeoff last summer. Here at home, a reporter with CBC's French network has been charged with public mischief. Bertrand de Lagrange smuggled a starter's pistol and fake dynamite onto a plane in Montreal 2 weeks ago. He was doing a story on the weakness of security at Canadian airports. We'll have more news later tonight on the National and the Journal. Now back to Hockey Night in Canada.
Calgary Flames outshot the Edmonton Oilers 12-7 in the second period, but with 12 seconds remaining, the Oilers get their first goal of the hockey game. Glenn Anderson on the power play. It's 2-1 for Calgary. Just a few months ago, the Flames acquired John Tonelli from the New York Islanders and said he would be the man to put them over the top in a series like this, and so far you've made them look pretty good with 2 assists in the first period, John.
Well, I've, a little disappointed in the trade, but it's something that you can never really prepare yourself for, and it feels great to play where you want it, and the Calgary Flames have done everything, but it impressed me all the way.
They not only acquired you for your goal scoring and playmaking, they wanted a leader. And how has your role changed here with Calgary from what it was with the New York Islanders?
Well, I think I'm going to fit in all right, all they've asked me to do is play the same way that I've been playing for the past years, and that's all I'm going to do is concentrate on going out there and working as hard as I can.
You're no stranger to playing the Edmonton Oilers in a playoff series, and you're no stranger to intense regional battles, the New York Rangers and the Islanders. How does the Flames and the Oilers compare with the Oilers and Islanders and the Rangers and Islanders?
Well, I think it's very similar. You know, I think emotion plays a big part of this game, especially between the Flames and Oilers. It always does when you're playing a big rivalry.
Did you ever think when you came to a new team that you'd be the youngest member of a line with Lanny McDonald and Doug Risebrough?
I tell you, I've really enjoyed playing with those two guys. You know, I've always respected Doug Risebrough for the way he's played, you know, when he played for the Canadians, and the same goes for Lanny McDonald. You know, they're just two great guys to play with.
Let's talk about what's been a great 40 minutes for the Calgary Flames, except for the final 12 seconds. What are you doing that has seemed to slow down the Edmonton Oilers considerably tonight?
Well, they have a lot of speed, and they can gather up a lot of momentum. You know, we're just trying to slow them down a bit, and I think we've done a pretty good job for the first two periods. You know, we just got a bad break with 12 seconds left to go. You never want a team to score on you that late in the period, but we just got to come out and play the same way.
Does the goal change in any way what they might throw at you in the third period, what you might have to do to adjust?
We can't let it happen. You know, we just, you know, the roof can cave in. We just got to go out there and play the same way.
John, a lot of rough stuff in the first two periods, and it came to as no surprise to anybody. Was it almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, and is it out of the way now? Did you get that part of what everybody expected out of the way in the first two periods?
Well, you know, it's something that you can't prevent. You know, each team is so hungry to win. You know, certain guys are going to do what they have to do to win.
John Tonelli said a big third period coming up, and that's about the best way to describe it.
Thanks, Chris.
John, best of luck. John Tonelli of the Calgary Flames. Next, we'll go to St. Louis for a report on the Blues' win over the Leafs. The Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC continue in just a moment.
Come on and grip the light fantastic. Get a hold of a light and easy, cool to the touch. Well, thank you very much. It's got a spray of blue to steam itself, clean like a dream. Come on and grip the light fantastic.
Look for light and easy irons, including the automatic shut-off model. The quality that was General Electric now comes to you under a new name, the new Black & Decker.
This is the Lawn Boy Supreme, powered by an engine designed to last 50% longer than most other lawnmower engines. This Lawn Boy can do the work of 5 lawnmowers. It cuts, side bags, rear bags, mulches. It'll even shred leaves. Summer after summer, year after year, the hard-working 5-in-1 lawnmower by Lawn Boy. Lawn Boy. As time goes by, you'll know why.
Hey, Maurice, I'm getting gray, and you look great. Tell me the truth. Do you really use Grecian Formula 16?
The truth is, Jack, I've been using Grecian for many years, but no one knew until I did the commercial. You should try.
Okay, I will.
Grecian Formula 16, as easy to use as water. Looks natural, works so gradually, no one can tell.
Now you look great.
Grecian Formula 16, you just can't tell who's using it.
Thank you for calling.
A disagreement on the air.
I feel like I got spanked in public. My show isn't a soap opera.
Can Gene and Zoe work this one out? Airwaves, Monday.
For 39 minutes tonight, the Calgary Flames totally dominated the Edmonton Oilers, but the Oilers in a power play goal with 12 seconds remaining in the second period has made it a 2-1 game after 2 periods of play. The Toronto Maple Leafs got a rude awakening in Game 1 of their Norris Division final in St. Louis tonight. Dave Hodge has more from the arena.
The St. Louis Blues made it look easy in defeating the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-1 for a 1-0 lead in the Norris Division final. The Blues had gone 5 games in their semifinal against Minnesota, while the Leafs had swept Chicago. But on home ice, St. Louis was much the fresher of the two teams and much the better, outshooting the Leafs 36-23. The score was 3-1 going to the third period. The Blues weren't really threatened until Russ Courtnall broke away. Courtnall against Greg Millen, and Millen, who didn't have much work to do, nevertheless made a memorable stop here on Courtnall, who never did get what you'd call a real shot away. And just seconds after that, the Blues came down and put the Leafs away with a goal by Charlie Bourgeois. The ex-Calgary Flames scored twice in this game, both in the third period, and this is the one that ended any hope of the Leafs' comeback. Eddie Beers was in on it with Greg Pazlowski as well, drawing an assist on Bourgeois' goal. The Blues 6 and the Leafs 1. They were singing when the Saints go marching in, Don Cherry, just like old times, and the Blues are having that sort of success. And the Leafs have never known the Blues to have anything else in this building. This has really been
a terror palace for Toronto.
Well, they were never in the game. I don't think they were prepared. They didn't hit. They didn't skate. We thought the game was in slow motion. We were watching both games. Looked like two different leagues going on. But Leafs were never in the game at all. And if they don't start hitting and taking the body, Jacques Demers and the Blues are going to lull them right out of the playoffs.
The people watching this Toronto-St. Louis series are going to get tired of us hearing about how frustrating it is to play against St. Louis, but that really is the story for any team that goes against the Blues. It is really tough to play against them because of the way they play and because of what you must do to counteract what they do.
Well, what they do is they get ahead. They two wingers back, defense stand up, one guy in, dump the puck out. Millen's hot, and that's all they do. They never start a fight. They never hit anybody. And like I say, the Leafs played right into their hands. No intensity at all for them tonight. They better come out flying in the next year. They're going to be out of the playoffs fast.
The Leafs have, of course, been the darlings of Toronto the past week. Does that present a bit of a problem for Dan Maloney, who must now, I think, criticize them for this effort? It may be tough after the players have been on top of the world.
Well, I've been hearing about them. You know, they got by the first round with Chicago half dead, and Bannerman couldn't stop a beach ball, and all of a sudden I thought they were the Edmonton Oilers. They better start, forget about their press clippings and get back. If everybody doesn't give 110%, they're gone fast.
So you would not now say the Leafs can beat any team in the NHL?
Well, like I said at the start, they're on a wave, and when they were flying and they were going last week, they could have beat anybody, but what happened? The wave sunk.
Right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Now let's go back to Chris Cuthbert.
Ex-Flames were prominent in that victory by the Blues tonight. Charlie Bourgeois had a pair, and Gino Cavallini also scored as the Blues take a 1-0 lead in the Norris Division Final. Tomorrow night, the Montreal Canadiens, in what might be a must situation, will play host to the Hartford Whalers. The Whalers impressive in game number 1 as they won 4-1. And the New York Rangers keep surprising. They're in Landover, Maryland for game number 2 of that series tomorrow. After an overtime victory in game 1, the Rangers will try and make it 2 in a row. A couple of interesting trends have continued tonight here at the Northlands Coliseum. The home team has struggled under 500 in the playoffs so far, and surprises have been plenty. Right now, the Flames surprising the Oilers 2-1 after 2 periods of play. This is Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Mercuries. You can drive the future now. The new Mercuries. Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You'll find the name Toe Blake on the Stanley Cup 11 times. He and Henri Richard share the record for most Cup wins. Blake, as a player, was on the 35 champs, the Maroons. He helped the Canadiens to 2 Cup victories in 44 and 46, and then he coached the Canadiens to 8 more Stanley Cup triumphs.
The Flames had a number of chances to extend their lead in the second period, but Grant Fuhr shut the door, and the Oilers got a late goal from Glenn Anderson. It's 2-1 Flames after 2 periods of play, and you know, I thought Calgary was going to make it 3-0 on the power play. They had their chances, but they just couldn't beat Fuhr.
Well, they had to. They're going to have to get more than 2 goals to beat the Edmonton Oilers, I'll tell you, and they had numerous chances on the power play that I'm going to show you. And the key here is how they adjusted. First of all, the Oilers gave them all kinds of room in the slot area, and Otto will move into it. Okay, this is Lube with the puck, and he'll come down here and cut into that area there. This is on the power play, the Flames. Now he cuts into the area and hangs onto the puck, Stop it right here. Now the key is, look at, there's the fellow that makes the great big play, Reinhardt, and watch Reinhardt. And right here in front of the net, okay, that's Otto, and look, Otto is checked. stop it again. Stop it again. If that man stays with Otto, the shot does not happen. But watch Reinhardt. He just makes a super play come in here, and this whole area will open up. Reinhardt sucks guys to him. There's one fella going to Reinhardt there. Now stop it right there. See how smart that Otto was? He just moved back into this area, watched the puck right on his stick. He just mishandled a little bit. I don't think he got too much on it. Fuhrer was able to make the save. But when you get opportunities like that in a playoff game, I'll tell you something. You had better ring it off the post or put it in. You can't shoot it at the goalie.
No shortage of power play opportunities for either team. The Flames got another chance, but you liked what the Oilers did to make their adjustments.
Yes, I did. The Oilers said, hey, we're going to shorten up the box. We're going to tighten it up. We're not going to give them the middle. Okay, now the Flames are really, really smart. This is Mullen, and this is Suter. Now watch what happens here. Okay, that's Mullen to Suter. Stop it. He's challenged, and Suter has brains enough to, okay, I'm going to give it back again. Now watch how they create open ice. It comes back to Mullen. Now stop it right here. As that pass is on the way, someone has to be going for the net. Look at here. Fuhrer can see the puck all the way, and there's absolutely nobody. The point men are doing their job. They're creating open ice, and there's the shot. Now, there's the rebound, and they give it to Hawken Lube. Now, watch here. Suter comes over again in this area here. Stop it right there. Now, watch. Lube will create open ice. He will come this way, this way, this way, and then all that area there is open. And watch how Suter skates around the pass. There, watch the open ice there. Now, the open ice, stop it right there. Now, watch how he will pivot around the pass and get the shot away in a hurry. Only one man going for the net, this man here. But this is just a skilled hockey player. Look at the youngster. Picked up the pass, let the shot go. It was off the side of the net. But when you get the opportunities from the point, someone has to deflect it, someone has to be putting in the rebound, someone has to be screening. They're not doing that.
Specialty teams have been the key so far, and they'll be very important in the third period. Thank you, Howie. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
Oh, I don't like noise.
It's the librarian.
Let's book him in, fast. Word is, Midas does things right. But watch out, I'm a penny pincher.
We only replace what's needed with quality parts.
It's a wisdom, Top Gun. Armament. That should keep things quiet.
Midas guarantees it.
Right across Canada and the States. Reads like a bestseller.
Midas wrote the book on mufflers.
Expo 86 is looking at transportation for the future. And we at Crown Life are also looking to the future. Your future, and the future of your children. At Crown Life, we are responding to your needs with innovative ideas and the commitment to see them realized. Crown Life, proud sponsor of Expo 86.
We all suffer from stage fright at times, and it shows mostly where it's not wanted as wetness. Enter Improved Speed Stick Plus. Improved because now the Wide Stick has an extra strength formula that goes on dry to help check wetness. Get extra protection. Get Improved Speed Stick Plus. And blow the whistle on wetness. Speed Stick Plus, extra protection against wetness by Menon.
Hi. You know, in farming, like every other business, you got to have the right tools to get the best possible results. When you're fighting wild oats and green foxtail, your most effective tool is this one, hoe grass. The proven grassy weed herbicide for wheat, most barleys, and flax. It lets you kill weeds as they appear. It gives effective control of wild oats and green foxtail in one pass. Hoe grass from Herx. It's the right tool for the job. Lanny McDonald and Gary Suter stake the Flames to a quick first period 2-0 lead with John Tonelli assisting on both goals. And the shots on goal in that opening period favored the Oilers. But in the second period, the Flames outshot the Oilers 12-7. However, the only goal of the period at 19:48, a power play tally, Glenn Anderson from Gretzky and Coffey. So, going into the third, it's a 2-1 game. The Flames in front. And game 2 takes place here at Northlands Coliseum on Sunday night. We hope you'll be joining us in Western Canada for the telecast of that game, as well as games 3 and 4, Tuesday and Thursday from the Saddle Dome in Calgary.
Well, Mike Vernon has played himself a solid game. Disappointing that
the Oilers would score that one on the power play by Anderson, and we know that has given the Oilers a lift. Grant Fuhr, on the other hand, he certainly played solid, made some excellent saves to prevent further scoring by the Calgary Flames. The big job by Bob Johnson is to keep that drive alive by the Flames, not to get down over having that goal scored against them. There's the goal scorer, Glenn Anderson, and they hope that that will just continue in this third period.
From the face-off, it comes back to McKinnon. Circling in his own zone to get away from McClellan. Long drive. You're the save, the rebound. Mullen fired it just wide. A good scoring opportunity for the Flames to start this third period. And the play is whistled down as it was knocked ahead with a high stick.
John, it never fails. The goal scorers in the National Hockey League, the puck just seems to follow them around. Remember, Mullen had a couple of excellent chances, and there was the third one against Grant Fuhr, missing by inches.
The face-off to the left of Fuhr. Otto against Messier in that face-off circle. Two big men. 6'4", 220-pound Joel Otto against 6', 207-pound Mark Messier. Now Messier is waved out, and Kevin McClellan moves in. The draw comes back to the line. McKinnon with a shot. Fuhr was out of his net to make the save, and Messier breaks out. He has Anderson with him. Messier tried to go around Jamie McCowan, but the puck was cleared to the boards, and McKinnon made that move as he fell in back of the net. Now here's Poplinski. Feeding it out front. They score. Beautiful setup. And Mullen finally cashed it after being foiled in the second.
You saw the enthusiasm on the bench of the Calgary Flames, but the Flames not to be denied. He almost went offside, a near collision, but look at the strength of Jim Poplinski, and does he set up Mullen? And Don, there was absolutely no way that Mullen was going to miss on that one. Because remember, Fuhr has to follow Poplinski to at least the crease, and then by the time he looked around, it was too late. Mullen deposits the puck in the net. Big goal for Calgary.
Boston College product, fired from St. Louis, puts the Flames ahead 3-1. Gretzky's pass does not get through, but Coffey gets a shot. Hunter bangs away. He was in front of the net, and he was hammering away with Mike Vernon standing his ground. Poplinski and McCowan drawing assists from the goal by Mullen.
Well, Taylor thought he had one back immediately as Hunter had about 3 whacks at it. And, you know, that's the time when a defenseman has to come in and get Hunter out there. You just can't let the guy keep chopping away. And finally, Reinhardt does exactly that. Good position by Vernon to keep that out. Look, there's 2 excellent chances by Hunter.
That goal by Mullen coming at the 42nd mark. Back to Curry. Curry with a shot off the glass. Picked up by Gregg. Gregg tried to play it back at the net, broken up by the Flames, and they bang it down the ice with Paul Coffey, chasing it back into his own zone. 3-1. Flames leading. They gave up a power play goal late in the second. They have restored their 2-goal advantage with Mullen tally early in the third. Patterson shoots it into the corner. Fuhr lays it up along the boards for Curry. He gives it to Hunter. Hunter drops it for Curry. But back to intercept with Paul Reinhardt.
Boy, Reinhardt never sized that play up, and he was fading away and just took that pass away from Curry.
Lou circling in the zone. Back to the line to Johnson. Johnson's shot does not get through. Kuselnicki starts back. 3-on-2. For Curry. Curry moving in to Gretzky, and it was behind him. And he couldn't get a shot away. Bringing it out now for the Flames, Tonelli. He's stopped by Steve Smith. Loose in the center ice area. Tonelli gets it, brings it in, but Lanny McDonald was offside. From Northland Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
Education is the key to the future. The children in our schools today will be living and working in the 21st century. While no one can know for sure what life will be like, they can be prepared. Our public schools are open to all children to provide them with the understanding, flexibility, and skills they will need to meet the new century. Manitoba's teachers are a part of preparing our children, and we believe that education is still the key to their future. A message from the Manitoba Teachers Society.
Well, the fans were starting to chant, "Go, Oilers, go." They would like to see their home team mount a comeback.
Steve Smythe plays it off the boards and into the Calgary zone. Johnson is back there, having trouble with Napier. Comes loose to McTavish. He tried to get it out front, but it was grabbed and held by Vernon.
Mike Vernon continues to sparkle in the nets from the Calgary Flames. And, you know, most NHL clubs now, they like to get outside help to help in the goaltending department. You see beside Cliff Fletcher, Glenn Hall, the former great in the National Hockey League. He has been working with the goaltenders with the Flames and offering the vast experience in the NHL wars that he's gone through. You know, it's not necessary to change a goaltender's style, but just point out certain areas that you can work on.
Pierre Paget with the headset on, another of the Flames assistant coaches in communication on the bench with Bob Murdoch. Rysbrough plays it off the boards and down the ice. Steve Smythe going back after it, an icing call against the Flames with 17:21 left in the period.
I'm sure, John, that the Calgary Flames are not going to try and sit and try and protect that two-goal lead. Coaches will talk about that and say, guys, we've got to keep going offensively, do the job of forechecking, so let's not go back in a defensive shell.
Gary Suter, the rookie out of the University of Wisconsin, has scored a goal. That came in the first period. He also drew an assist from Lanny McDonald's goal, so he's got a two-point night. From the face-off, Napier from the corner, trying to move into the slot, having difficulty against Suter, finally gets it out front, but McTavish was neatly tied up and he couldn't get a shot away. McDonald fires it into the Edmonton zone. Fuhrer leaves it back to the net for Huddy. Huddy can't get out against Finelli. Finelli back at the goal, fighting with Smith now. Smith gets his stick on it, ahead to Napier. Napier shoots it in. Going back after it is Reinhardt. Off the boards for Rysbrough. It comes to the line to Lowe, a long shot. Went off the skate in front of the net. Fogelman pinching in from the point, keeps it in. Back of the net, Napier out front. McTavish was tied up by Reinhardt, couldn't get a shot away. The play whistled down as it was hit with a high stick.
I like the way the Flames are looking around, trying to pick up that loose man. They're not being magnetized by that tough. Remember how Gretzky would draw a crowd? 2 or 3 guys would go at him. All of a sudden, somebody's open. It's in the net. They have used tremendous discipline in that area by just being one-on-one situations and not going to help somebody else out.
And when you go to help someone else, you always leave someone else open, and that's what the Oilers have capitalized on in the past.
You're absolutely right, John. And that's why that communication on the ice in your own zone is so very important. Helping one another out.
Messier and Otto in that face-off circle. Again, Messier is being waved out, and Kevin McClellan will come in. From the draw, Otto gets it back to McInnes. Klinsky was unable to clear the zone. It goes into the corner. It's loose. McInnes has it. McInnes battling along the boards for Poplinski. Poplinski into the center ice area, and Kevin Lowe loses it to Otto. Otto going in, he fired it wide. Lowe to Mullen. Mullen couldn't get a shot away, and back come the Oilers, led by Glenn Anderson. Anderson across the line, he falls, the puck goes loose. Messier picks it up, tried to get it back at the net, but it's intercepted by McCowan and cleared. 15:53 remaining in the period. Messier will try it again. Messier behind his back, intercepted by McCowan.
Good hit by McCowan against Mark Messier. Just prior to that, Poplinski had taken a run at Messier and just bounced off him. He is so strong, Mark Messier.
Puck slides down into the Edmonton zone. Fuhrer to Randy Gray. Into the center ice area, Hunter for Gretzky. Gretzky was stopped at the line by Reinhardt. Reinhardt's pass picked off by Curry. The Flames are not giving the Oilers that blue line. Coffey tries it now. He's upset. Filled in the corner by Colin Patterson as it's cleared to center ice.
See, there's no stick checking involved.
Here comes Gretzky. In across the line. Gretzky for Curry. Curry winds up. Saved by Vernon. Out into the center ice area. It's Lube working against Gregg. One-on-one. Lube simply dumps it in back of the net as he goes to the bench. Gary Wilson fighting with Curry. Curry managed to poke it ahead to Smythe to Hunter. Hunter stopped at the line by McCown. And it's dumped out of the zone. Deflected by Gary Wilson into the Edmonton zone, and Curry brings it back. He shoots it in with Neil Sheehy going back to his own goal. 14:30 remaining in this third period. 3-1. Out front to Krushelnyski. Oh, Krushelnyski tried to put a move on Vernon, and he made one move too many as it was poked away.
You know, Don, that puck hit Lewis and stayed in. Because the puck would have been out of the zone, and that was a break for Edmonton. Just couldn't capitalize on it.
Huddy out front. Nobody could gather in that centering pass, and there were 4 Flames in front of the goal, in front of Mike Vernon defending.
Oilers are getting in too deep. You know, they need a man out further out in the slot area because all the congestion is around in front of the net.
Sheehy upended Curry, and Curry is hurt. Curry's down on the ice in the corner. With 13:51 remaining in the third period. The Flames leading by 2. Gary Curry being treated by Peter Miller. He this year suffered a serious eye injury. I don't know whether he caught a stick in the face when he went into the corner with Shee.
Oh, I missed it, Don, but here's the beauty of replay as we can pick it up. And he just made contact and with the shoulder, putting Curry down, and it's good to see Curry back on the ice.
Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
We're off to see the Wizards, once Wizardly Wizards there was. We're going to Expo 86 because...
How do we get there? What do we do there?
Where do I get some oil? Expo!
All the stuff you need to know in the free Expo guide from Esso.
Thank you. No trouble.
We're going to Expo 86 to see the Wizardly Wonders things there'll be. We're off to see the Wizards.
13:51 left in the period. The face-off outside the Calgary line. Reinhart. Lead pass for Otto. On the wing for Petlinski. He shoots it in. Smythe trying to move out. Having difficulty there with Mullen. Otto comes in to help out. McTavish gets into the play as well. And finally the Oilers bring it out. Hunter crosses the line. He's out there with McTavish and Napier.
Glenn Sather is starting to really juggle his lines out, trying to get some kind of a unit that is going to have a concentrated attack going in the Calgary zone. So he will continue to do that until he finds that magic.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of Wayne Gretzky over the final 10 minutes of this third period.
Oh, you have to, Don. Your better players are going to make better plays during the course of a hockey game. So they've had plenty of rest. Why not use them?
Napier was offside as McTavish took that lead pass at the blue line.
Also, that's been very effective for the Calgary Flames is the defensive work of the forwards. You know, they're getting in front of the Oilers, and when the puck is shot in, it's just that little bit of interference, not allowing the forechecking to get on top of the Flame defenseman. And let's face it, the easiest play for defensemen to make is once he has control of the puck and he's facing the net and going out towards the blue line. It's easy to make a play at that time.
12:52 left in the third. 3-1. The Flames lead the Oilers. Racing after the puck is Rydell, but it's a two-line pass. And that will bring the face-off back in this third period.
Before we introduced the new Dayco Top Cog belt, we put it through rigorous testing to find out just how long it would last.
Broke yet? Ain't broke yet.
And we discovered that the Top Cog's revolutionary new design makes it so flexible, so strong.
Broke yet? Ain't broke yet.
That chances are it's the last fan belt you'll ever buy for your car. The incredible new Dayco Top Cog fan belt. Ain't broke yet.
Messier will oppose Risebrow in the circle to Vernon's right. The last two times that Messier has gone up against Otto, he's been waved out. He gets the draw. Back to Kevin Nolan. Shot just wide. That was a screen drive that just missed the far corner. McKinnis back into his own zone to McDonald. It's deflected off Anderson as the Flames tried to clear. The delayed offside was waved off as it bounces back into the Edmonton zone. Anderson, who has scored the lone Edmonton goal, works in across the line. Still has it as he goes back to the net. Finally, he's tied up. The puck is loose. Anderson trying to get back into the play, but again, he's taken in against the boards by McKinnon. The Calgary defensemen in this game are certainly finishing off their check. Here's a chance. McClellan with a shot, and Vernon stood his ground. Risebrow for Sheehy. Working out of the zone, dodges one check, still has it, and he shoots it in as Coffey picks it up for the Oilers. Long pass intercepted by Kerry Wilson. He flips it in. Coffey will try again to Gretzky. 11:37 remaining in the third. Gretzky has it taken away by Suter. Unable to clear, however. Coffey trying to get it out front. Knocked down by Reinhart. Reinhart plays it off the boards to lose. 11:19 remaining in the period. Wilson cutting for the net. Tries to get it out front to Lube. He was tied up. Reinhart has it moving in. Save. Reinhart gets it again off the side of the net. Reinhart centers it. Intercepted by Coffey. Ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky across the line. In front to Curry. Curry was tied up by Lube. Couldn't get a shot away. Lube has been very effective tonight. Lead pass for Wilson. Wilson dropping it back. Lube moving in. Score!
Don, it all started when the Oilers with a 3-on-2 break. Lube came back to break up the play. There he is in his own zone, and how quickly the transition from defense to offense. Now keep an eye in the slot as Lube takes a perfect pass. He moves in until he's ready to shoot the puck, and he keeps it low. But look at the play Wilson makes. He can see everything that's going on, who's coming late, and he picks his man perfectly. And Lube knows how to put the puck in the net. He's been struggling in the playoffs. You know, he's had chances, but he puts his first goal. That could be a very big one.
Well, his play, in contrast to his performance in the series against Winnipeg, vastly improved in this series opener in the Smythe Division Final. It's a 4-1 lead. The Flames in front of the Oilers with 10:50 remaining. The Flames to the attack again. Pinelli with the drive off the glass slide. Into the center ice area. This comes up with it. For Huddy to McTavish to Napier. Napier trying to split the defense, but the Flames got back there to cover up. It was Lanny McDonald who stole it away.
And that's been consistently done by the Flames, is coming back to help out the defense.
Hunter cuts in the wing. Shot, save, and again Vernon stood his ground. He's been standing up, challenging those shooters. Poplinski in across the line. Otto cuts for the net. Poplinski takes the shot. Glove save by Grant Fuhr. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from Northland Coliseum in Edmonton. Calgary Flames just 10:05 away from a series-opening victory over the Edmonton Oilers. Messier and Otto facing each other in the circle. Otto gets the draw, comes back to McKinnon. He tried to go to the other side, knocked down by McSorley.
Sorley drives it in. McClellan will try and pick it up off the boards. He's bumped there by McInnes. This is something the Flame defensemen have done very well in their own zone.
Well, they just eliminated the man, taking them right out, not letting them get back into play. You know, a point I'd like to make, John, remember Fred Sherrill? Of course, his one saying was, you're doing an effective job of forechecking if the defenseman that you're on continually has his face against the glass, because then his only play is to rifle around the boards, and that allows your defenseman to pinch in. But the strength of the Flames tonight has been to come back and help out. And there's an example of McDonald just breaking as hard as he can down the wing and putting his head down and doing the job defensively.
And that gave the defenseman Sheehy the opportunity to physically take Napier out of the play with the body check. Wilson loses it. However, McClellan spun around, couldn't get a shot away. And finally, it's dumped down the ice. 9:26 remaining in the third. 4-1. The Flames lead it. It was 2-0 after 1, 2-1 after 2, and Calgary has scored the only 2 goals of this third period. Kevin Lowe couldn't control that pass from Tikkanen. It goes in against the boards, and they hold it for another faceoff.
Well, after a week of preparation, he said that the intensity in the practices just were better and better. He would divide the squads up in 10-man units and work on power play, penalty killing, and then the last day, it was the whole team together. But he felt that he could just accomplish a lot more with fewer players on the ice. The team has come together. You can't say enough about the discipline that they have exhibited in this hockey game tonight.
Johnson talked about the break they had at the All-Star game where they had 4 days to work. He said, we didn't lose a game for the next 2 weeks. He'd like the same thing to happen with this 5-day break they've had to prepare for the playoffs. And the series against Edmonton. Centering pass intercepted by Poplinski.
Now let's just remember, this game isn't over yet, and it's only the first game. There's a long way to go.
Coffey into his own zone. But what a lift the wind would give the Flames if they could steal this series opener in Edmonton. Otto across the line, plays it back to the goal. Picked up there by Paul Coffey. Wink wide pass for Anderson. He has trouble controlling it. Otto ties him up, and he forces the puck back into the Edmonton zone. Messier will try it now with 8:30 remaining for Napier. He shoots it in. And Glenn Sather has now really started juggling lines in this third period. Lead pass for Mullen. He pokes it over on the wing to Tonelli. Tonelli back to Mullen. Shot save, and Fuhr holds it for a faceoff.
Well, of all the players in tonight's game, Mullen has had the best scoring chances. Fuhr has brought them on 4 occasions. But Mullen does have a goal to his credit. Excellent play by Tonelli. That's the experience for you folks. You look around to see who's coming out. And again, there's a great play by Mullen to move that puck ahead of Tonelli. But when you're in a position of being 3 goals down, the Oilers have to gamble, have to take chances. When that happens, you become vulnerable for those 3-on-2, 2-on-1 breaks.
8:15 left in the third. 4-1 the Flames lead it. Game 2 here at the Northlands Coliseum on Sunday night. We hope you'll be with us for that one as well as games 3 and 4. Breakaway for Terry Wilson. Getting back, Gretzky, but Wilson still got a shot away as he was spun around. Wilson goes back to the net, tried to get it out front, picked off by Gretzky. Ahead to Curry. Across the line, Curry looking for Gretzky, and Gretzky was tied up by Reinhart. Puck is loose, it bounces high into the center ice area, and Wilson tries it again. He's got Patterson with him. Patterson going for the net. Wilson moves right in, flips the shot, and it's underneath Charlie Hunter. Hockey night in Canada, a Stanley Cup tradition.
How do you improve a nasal spray? We asked.
Well, it's fast. Now make it last longer.
So we did. Long-lasting nasal mist by Dristan lasts 3 times longer than our regular spray.
The scale shows why so many people prefer extra-strength Anacin. Here are 2 regular tablets, and here are 2 extra-strength Anacin. Extra-strength Anacin tips the scales because it contains more medicine.
Well, I'm sure the Flames and their fans will be keeping a constant eye on that clock. as they enjoy the 3-goal lead. Back to the line. Johnson with a shot. It goes wide. Tikkanen back into his own zone to Fogelin. The Oilers to the attack now, led by McSorley. He drives it in off the glass, and it's gloved and held by Vernon.
I don't think there's been very many occasions this year where number 99, Wayne Gretzky, has been unnoticed in a hockey game. That is what he takes tonight.
Well, now we've got a skirmish going back of the goal. McClelland is in there. That started with Tikkanen racing into the corner. McSorley and Rysdale. And Johnson. And McDonald as well. All involved. I'm not sure who's got hold of whom back there, but really no punches worth throwing, just a lot of pushing.
It's always very scary, though, Don, when the gloves come off and you have those sharp skates. McSorley and McDonald.
Well, McSorley, who came to the Oilers from Pittsburgh, trying to throw some punches at Lanny McDonald. Now he's anxious to go after anybody. And Johnson appeared willing to accommodate him. Now McDonald gets back into it. Fogelin is there as well. Sheehy also gets involved. And there's Rysdale and Tikkanen tearing off. McClelland is being held at the penalty box area by the linesman.
See, that gives the Calgary Flames an extra man on the ice. I wouldn't want to be an official for all the money that you get paid. They deserve it, trying to break up those fights. But let's face it, they're going to get one of that shot every once in a while, too.
Well, when the officials came into the building tonight, they had a very serious expression on their face, and I'm sure they anticipated that they might have a busy night here at Northlands Coliseum. There was one outbreak in the first period. Things have remained relatively calm until this incident with 7:25 left here in the third. And Marty McSorley and Lanny McDonald, the main combatants, and McSorley and McDonald appear anxious to go at it again.
Well, McSorley better be very careful because he's given Finn a very difficult time and could cost him some suspension if he keeps that up.
Lee Fogelin, the assistant captain, comes over to try and calm McSorley down and convince him that getting involved further will do him absolutely no good at all. But McSorley is intent upon getting back at somebody. He's now over challenging the Flame bench.
And Patio and Hunter down there, they're probably giving him some verbal abuse, trying to get McSorley going even more.
One player, or two players actually, from the Flames that many thought would be involved tonight, Patio and Hunter, have not been involved in any of the altercations. So again, there will be penalties to be sorted out with 7:25 remaining in the third, and the Flames in front by 3.
You are about to experience something extraordinary. A wave of taste that will stretch your imagination. A taste so smooth, so refreshing, so irresistible. Your only choice will be to catch it. Catch the wave. Coke.
This is the third time these two teams have met in a divisional final. In '83, Edmonton won 4 games to 1. I'm sure there are many fans who recall that very exciting series of '84, where Edmonton won 4 games to 3, winning the final game here at the Northlands Coliseum, outscoring Calgary 31-27. That was a great playoff battle between these two teams, and if what we've seen in Game 1 is an indication we're in for a great series again this year.
Well, you're absolutely right there, John, and I'm sure that Fogelin and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers will be taking the Flames a lot more say that they didn't do that in tonight's contest. This game certainly has belonged to the Red Sweaters. They have executed very well. They have done the job that they were talking about. That's to slow down the Oilers, slow the pace down, not to let the Oilers go through that motion that they're so familiar with.
Well, the Norris Division final getting underway tonight between St. Louis and Toronto resulted in a 6-1 St. Louis win. And Game 2 of this Smythe Division final from Northlands Coliseum takes place on Sunday night. And during our telecast, we will be updating the game between St. Louis and Toronto. Players have gone to the penalty box. Lanny McDonald and Wayne Gretzky getting an explanation from referee Brian Lewis. Risebrough is there as well. Risebrough and Gretzky, the respective captains. McDonald now is going to the penalty box. Sheehy is in there. McSorley, minus a good portion of his equipment, had gone to the dressing room.
Well, I'm sure, Don, that he will receive a 10-minute misconduct because you couldn't quiet him down at all. And he was giving linesman Finn quite a difficult time.
We'll wait for the announcement as to the penalties as Kevin McClelland is the lone Oiler who has gone to the penalty box. 7:25, and McSorley is getting a 5-minute major. What an imposition that will be on the Edmonton Oilers over the final 7:25 as they trail by 3 to be playing a man short.
All the Flames have to do now is puck control. Just keep moving around, not to get themselves into a position where the Oilers can come out on a break against them. So just keep passing the puck around and gain control of it.
Coffey in across the line, trying to go around Reinhardt. Got a shot away, but it was well wide of the net. 5-minute major against Marty McSorley. Lube in across the line. Lube now will try and set something up to Reinhardt. Back to Lube. Lube into the slot for Otto. He couldn't get a shot away, and back comes Anderson with Messier. Working to the corner, centering it. It did not get through. Messier gets it again, though. He fires, and a toe save by Burnham. Suter against the boards, having difficulty there in his own zone with Anderson. Now Suter for Reinhardt. Reinhardt unable to get it out. Anderson for Gretzky. Gretzky back to Lowe. Lowe tries to go behind his back to Fogle and intercepted by Mullen. Mullen waits for his teammates to catch up. To Lube. Lube going in. Tonelli has taken a position in front of the net. It comes back to the line. Mullen winds up save. Mullen gets it again. Back to the point. McKinnon makes the shot. Now lets it go. It's deflected and is held by Pure. Well, let's try and explain the penalties to you. McClelland got a major for fighting. McSorley a major for fighting and a game misconduct. McDonald got a roughing penalty. McClelland also got a high sticking minor. And Sheehy got a major for fighting.
So when all is said and done, the Flames have 3:40 left in a power play.
And 6:05 remains in the game. 4-1, the Flames lead. Dumped down the ice, going back after it is McKinnon. 31-25, the shots on goal in favor of the Flames. Jamie McCowan drives it in off the glass. It comes back to the line, picked up there by Curry. Too far as he was trying to lead Gretzky. And Jamie McCowan goes back into his own zone. He's checked by Curry, but gets it back. 3:08 remaining in the 5-minute major to McSorley. 5:30 left in this third period. Suter now comes onto the ice. McCowan goes off. Wilson crosses the line. Tonelli again races for the net. Pure made the save as Tonelli couldn't quite get a stick on it. Curry brings it back. He's checked by Quinn in the neutral zone. Quinn knocked off the puck by Curry. It's loose at center ice.
The Flames have enough goals to win. All they have to do is make sure they don't get any scored against them. So don't take any chance to have 3 men in the back
backup position. Suter shoots it into the corner. Huddy battles with Wilson. Huddy's unable to get it out. Quinn beats it in. Wilson back to the line for Reinhart. Reinhart over to Suter. Back to Reinhart. Reinhart makes the shot, gets it over to Quinn. He winds up a high drive off the glass. Back to the point to Suter. And the Oilers dump it down the ice, a race for it. Gretzky battling with Reinhart. Gretzky got to it, centers it. Napier could not get himself into position for that pass. Dumped down into the Edmonton zone with 1:55 remaining in the penalty. 4:17 in the game. Loose puck at center ice. Napier has it. Rink wide for Coffey. Coffey takes the shot. It goes off leg. He broke his stick in taking that shot. And now Joel Otto gets it out to the neutral zone. He's checked there by Hunter. It comes back in across the Calgary line. Stolen there by Lowe. Lowe back to the point. Fogelin moving in. A shot saved by Vernon. Rebound. And it's picked off by Otto to the corner.
And how quickly the Flames are in a position to grab any loose puck. And great goaltending by Vernon. He has stood tall.
Evan Lowe moving into the slot. A shot. And it's stopped again by Mike Vernon. And what a game this youngster, a product of the Calgary Wranglers, has played.
Well, I can understand the reason why Vernon is in the net. I'm sure he was in a confident mood going in, having tied and beaten the Edmonton Oilers in the 2 games he played against them. He is shaken up there. What was it, the first period, Don, where on a save where he stretched the knee a little bit. He was attended to. Second period, was able to continue playing. It doesn't look like he's favoring it. You see some of the crowd now starting to leave, not thinking that the Oilers can score 3 goals in the next 3:36. That gentleman right there, number 20, Suter, has had an outstanding year and I'm sure is considered for a Rookie of the Year honors. 3 names come into mind: Wendell Clark from Toronto, Suter, and Daldine from Montreal.
Well, Suter should get more votes than he probably will from those who cast ballots for that Calder Trophy. He has done just about everything that the Calgary Flames could possibly hope from a rookie defenseman. Dumped in by Quinn. Fogelin is back to play it off the glass. 56 seconds remaining in that 5-minute major from Marty McSorley. 3:17 left in this third period. Anderson steals it. Anderson trying to go around Suter. Suter takes it away from him. There's a penalty coming up against Anderson. Behind the play, a high sticking call. And that should all but seal the fate of the Edmonton Oilers in this opening game of the Smythe Division Final.
Why is it that some banks seem to want you to get your money at their convenience?
At Bank of Montreal, we're opening more branches Saturdays. We're installing more Instabanks.
I see this branch is open for business before I am.
We're doing more for you, so you can get your money when you want it.
We are doing more for you at the Bank of Montreal. It's what sets us apart.
With the high sticking call against Anderson, the Oilers will be 2 men short for 39 seconds.
And Saylor knows now that he's met a team that has been ready to play, that being the Calgary Flames. And they'll have a day off tomorrow in which to think about that and try to make the adjustments that will be necessary.
Quinn back to the line. 2-man advantage being enjoyed. Over on the wing for Mullen. Mullen partially fanned on it. Out front for Otto. He couldn't get a shot away. It goes to the corner. 16 seconds remaining in the 2-man advantage. Now McInnes fakes the shot. Moves in. Lets it go. Fuhr makes the save and covers up.
Good play by McInnes, just taking that slap shot. That allowed him to move in a little closer. But just prior to that, Quinn had tried to bank a shot off the pads of Grant Fuhr, trying to put it in the net. In this third period, the Flames have gone with only 3 lines, and they're able to do that because they don't have to play again tomorrow. So you might as well use your best players.
From the face-off, Vogelin tied up back of the net by Mullins. Still manages to kick it up along the board, but can't get it out. It's kept in at the line. The 5-minute major has expired. The Oilers just one man short now, but they can't get it out. Mullin will try again. Takes the shot. It goes high over top of the goal. Picked up by Esatikinen with 2:08 remaining in the game. Working against Suter. Backhand shot. Vernon simply stood his ground. He didn't give him any portion of that net to shoot at.
But you notice where that shot was? It was on the backhand from a bad angle, and that's what the Flames have done. They've forced the Oilers into taking bad shots. That's all that's been allowed for them.
With a long drive, gloved by Vernon. 41 seconds remaining in the penalty to Anderson. 1:41 left in the period. Lube on the left side to Wilson. Back to Lube. Lube in front. Donald could not deflect it. McCowan. Back of the goal for Lube. On the boards, Wilson to McCowan. A shot right on, and Fuhr made the save. He's been busy in the final 7 minutes of this third period. Curry now winds up. Shot right on. Big rebound, grabbed by Johnson. Up along the boards for Otto. 7 seconds remaining in the penalty to Anderson. 1:08 in the third period. Napier in across the line. Couldn't do anything with it. Johnson clears. Flames back in full strength. Or the Oilers, I should say, and they bring it in offside.
Well, it has to be quite exciting for the veterans of the hockey club to come through with a victory, and for the Flames, but also the young kids. One thing that Bob Johnson mentioned to his players today, let's go out and have some fun. Enjoy yourself. Because not only are we playing for the Stanley Cup, but it's a learning experience for everybody.
Well, Bob Johnson, despite the fact his team leads by 3 and just 58 seconds remain, is still very much involved in this game in a coaching capacity. He's probably still making notes down in that bench as well. Here's a shot from the point, gloved by Vernon. This youngster has certainly done everything that the Flames have asked of him in the playoffs. He's going to be unbeaten through 4 games.
I like his position. You know, having watched Bernie Perron, the excellent goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers, how he positioned himself so well against the shooters. And remember that Vernon doesn't know a lot of the NHL shooters. And yet he has come in here as a raw rookie and really performed.
Over to Smith. Smith shoots. And he's fired it wide. Huddy lost it. Nelly dug it out. McDonald simply shoots it down to the Edmonton line. 30 seconds remaining. The Oilers fire it in deep. Vernon is back of the net to play it up around the boards. Unable to get it out. Back to Huddy. His shot deflected to the corner. 19 seconds remain in the hockey game. And the surprises will continue in this year of the upset in Stanley Cup playoff action. The Calgary Flames will win Game 1 in this Smythe Division final here at the Northland Coliseum. It's all over.
Vernon and company victorious. Remember, the Edmonton Oilers averaged 5 goals a game against the Flames during the regular season. So what did the Flames do? Just shut them down completely, only allowed 1 goal. That's what you call a team effort.
The final score, Calgary 4, Edmonton 1. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage continues in a moment.
Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold.
Remember the days when cars were fun to drive? Those days are back. Those days are back because one North American manufacturer is producing cars that are innovative and exciting to drive. One manufacturer,
totally committed to quality. Remember the name. At Ford, quality is job one.
A goal by Glenn Anderson in the final minute of the second period appeared that it would give the Oilers life, but instead the Flames come out flying in the third. Joey Mullen at the 42nd mark, poke and lube at 9:09. Calgary wins going away 4-1, and the Flames lead the Smythe Division final 1-0.
Here are tonight's Molson 3 stars, chosen by Dick Chubet of the Edmonton Sun. Tonight's first star from the Calgary Flames, number 27, John Tonelli. Tonight's second star from the Flames, number 30, Mike Vernon. And tonight's third star from the Calgary Flames, number 24, Jim Poplinski.
There you have the 3 stars, all Calgary Flames, and I don't think any argument tonight, Howie?
Not at all. You know, I just kind of think maybe Edmonton Oilers were psyched a little bit. They came here to do battle, not to play hockey. Before they started to play the game of hockey, they're down 2-0, and all of a sudden they started the war.
And it ended up with Calgary winning the first battle 4-1, live on CBC. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
Do you choose your Lotto West and Lotto 649 numbers?